All right, we are on. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to live Q&A.
Hello.
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 Everyone wave.
Hello. Hello.
All right, so this is my personal debut as a host. Let's see how well it goes. So make sure you pull the punches tonight. So what I wanted to do is go ahead and do a quick little introduction to each one of the panel members on this evening. We do have Blues Coins in attendance, but he will be sitting into the chat area. Just go ahead and throwing up links and stuff for reference if we need it. We have a pretty busy night ahead of us with all the emails that you've provided. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with Mr. Mantic, Shay. Go ahead and introduce yourself and give everybody your channel name too. We have a few new people here.
Yeah, okay, yes. I'm Shay Hoffmaster, also known as Mantic Coins. And I have a YouTube channel called Mantic Coins and a website called manticcoins.com. And basically, I have done live coin roll hunts in the past, $50 and quarters. Those were my intro, basically, into coins. And as far as a love of varieties and errors, that's top of my list of things to do on a daily basis is learn about them and find them. I love it. So my favorite coins are the 2-cent piece and the half dime. If I were to go beyond the quarters and $50, but I'm also developing a love of Lincoln cents and studying the wheat series, and so I have a love of all coins, varieties, and errors. So anyway, love to teach and tell people what I've learned to help pass on the knowledge, and it's only been a few years that I've been doing this, so for about 3.5 years. But thank you guys for coming and joining us and taking a look.
Outstanding. Thank you, Mr. Hoffmaster. All right, so I'm going to have every single one of the panel members give you their channel name. And the reason why that's important is that each one of these members will host the live stream. So, we kind of like bounce around each one of the panel members. So next week, when we go to do our next live stream, it's not going to be on my channel. So you'll want to follow each one of these men and women on our panel, so that way you get the first-hand access to the live Q&A Thursday streams. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump to Miss Paula. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am not a Berlin sausage king. I am Paula Bloom. I like to collect errors and varieties. I like to learn about them, teach about them. I'm like Shay. I have to copycat him. He knows this. We've been in bidding wars before. I like the 2 cents and the half dimes. I like the seated dimes also. I'm getting into like so-called dollars and any oddities. I love elongated cents. Anything kind of weird. Anybody that knows me knows that I like the weird stuff. So
yeah,
included.
Well, at least you admit it. She is certainly weird, but she's our resident weirdo.
Look at the company I keep.
All right, so we got yeah, right.
All right, my channel is Paula Bloom, BLUHM. Up there.
Paula Bloom. All right, go ahead and check her channel. Make sure you subscribe. Wonderful. All right, so we got Coin Dragon next. So there you go, Mr. Frank.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am Frank, aka Coin Dragon. I've been collecting on and off for about 25 years or so. I have been specializing kind of, I guess you could say, in varieties and errors lately. The odd woody now and again. I have one or two in my collection. And it's kind of a cool thing. And but this right here, this is the highlight of my week. Getting to talk to y'all, impart the knowledge, see what you got. Love the show off stuff too, by the way. And I'm going to pass it off to Mr. Stanley.
Oh, straight to me. Hey, my name is Jeff Stanley. My channel is Jeff Stanley Coins and Octane. Like everybody else here, I do like the varieties. If I had to pick a series that I specialize in, it would be Jefferson nickels, Buffalo nickels a little bit. I'm also getting heavily into 3-cent pieces and 3-cent piece 3-cent piece nickel varieties. I've also been in a study of the Standing Liberty Quarter series and the Liberty Walking series. I like a little bit of everything. I like a lot of variety. You look at my collection, and it covers the whole gambit. I mean, the entire range of U.S. coins and on into some world coins as well.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jeff. And then finally, I'm Sean. We were at Silverhound. You guys know me as Sean. We were at Silverhound. And I've been in the coin game for about 25 years, since the mid-90s. Got started with my dad. He taught me the ropes and, coin collecting and what it's all about. And I was instantly hooked. Okay, just the history and just everything about the hobby in general is interesting. All right, there's a lot of history. You pick up a coin that's 100 years old, you just never know who's touched it. So I would say since I started my channel, I've specialized in just about everything. Call me a jack of all trades. There wasn't one thing that I particularly stayed on. Even done a typeset. Good old Dansko 7070 has been one of those things that I've completed probably 4 or 5 times over. And I just find myself wanting to do it over because it's so much fun. But these days, I've been getting into Morgan dollars, peace dollars, especially the nicer toned examples. I've been kind of buying what I love these days. And then I'm probably going to make it to gold, early classic gold one day. It's just too expensive, but I don't know. Probably when I'm well in my 60s. But anyways, guys, that's the panel for this evening. Thank you for joining. And we're going to go through all the emails. A lot of you have sent out fantastic emails. Of course, we can't get through all of them. But we have a number of them that we wanted to talk about. And hopefully, by the end of the stream, you'll have the answers that you need. If you have something that you wanted to address, you could go ahead and post it in the comments section of this video. All right, and then we'll do our best. Shay, why are you smiling, man?
I'm looking devious over there. A lot of great questions coming in the chat room.
I know. I was just going to say, everybody in chat is asking questions, and the chat's like going by so fast. You guys, there's no way we're going to be able to catch everybody's questions in chat. And usually when we're looking at an email, we focus on that question that we're looking at, that coin that we're looking at. So don't be upset if we don't see your question in chat. You can always put the @ symbol and tag one of our names, but try to do it when we're not in the middle of looking at a coin.
You can send your email with a nice picture of the front and the back and of the anomaly you have a question about. Ask your question and send it to this address here, and we'll see if we can get into the lineup.
We usually cut off emails about half hour into the show. That way, just so we're not going until,
Yes, no S. Check my coin at yahoo.com. No S.
Yeah, check my coin. One coin.
Not check your coin at Yahoo.
Yeah, not check
my coin.
His coin.
I almost accidentally typed that. when I was setting up the OBS.
Texas coin.
VictorCoin@gmail.com.
Would you just check my coin for crying out loud?
All right. So, anyways, I don't know if this is at all new for everyone on the panel, but usually we have a little topic that we want to bring up, something recent, kind of call it coin news. We're going to address it. I think we kind of had a general consensus about the coin shortage that has been making a few headlines out in the news. Apparently, the Fed Reserve is taking coins from certain cities and metropolitan areas, and they're redistributing it because apparently there's a coin shortage. So would anyone like to elaborate on what we've been hearing?
I could tell you what I've been experiencing, which has been no coins. My bank has told me there are no coins for me to get. When I was getting coins for the last month and a half, they have been brand new. And so my take on that is pretty much they're not allowing people to go in and cash their coins in. So the armored car services do not have any circulated coins to redistribute. So that's created the shortage.
Yep,
Anyone else encountering issues? What's that, Paula?
I said I have 2 bags of coins sitting in my garage that I've had since this started.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, it's up for sale. Double face value.
Right? Anybody want that?
If you need it bad enough.
So I'm guilty. In March, I went out and bought like 8 boxes of pennies. And, I've just been going through them, and I can't turn them in because all the batteries are closed, right? And so I think being in lockdown and not being able to get out, people just haven't gone through their normal motions of dropping change into the change machine at the HEB or at the grocery store, or maybe they just not wanted to handle the change lately, so they're just using their debit cards and other stuff. So without all that activity, the circulation of the coins isn't getting back into the system, and I don't know. I think that has something to do with it.
Just reading through the comments as they pass by ever so quickly, it's split. There's a few people that say, oh yeah, we don't have any coins. Like Joe Waddle has no coins in Iowa City, and then you have a few people that say, yeah, we have no issues getting coins.
Sean, did you just say Waddle?
Yeah.
Waddle.
I thought so. Okay, it's Waddell. I'm sorry.
Frank Waddle.
Love it.
Waddle, right?
It's a new nickname.
I've gotten in since grade school, man.
Hey, how would you know how it's pronounced?
I called him that for a long time, but he didn't know it because I just would say
Oh, the pain is back.
You guys were sitting there smirking this whole time, and I'm sitting there like a dummy. All right, that's all right. I'll give you that.
I like it. It has a ring to it.
Oh, Waddell? Yeah.
No, Waddle.
No, Waddle.
Waddle, waddle, quack, quack, waddle, waddle, quack, quack.
Well, it's like that duck song on YouTube. Have you guys heard it? If you have kids, you know what I mean.
Not Baby Shark. Don't say that.
No, that's forbidden in this chat.
How about the fabulous Rodfish?
I really did not mean to interrupt you, Sean. It's just a thing with me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we know who the class clown of the panel is. That's Frank. That's perfectly clear.
Mr. Waddle. That's Mr. Waddle to you.
Anyways, Kimberly Beam had sent a $10 super chat, and I wanted to recognize that.
Aww,
awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That'll go toward the Waddle pool.
So, hey, how about solutions? All right, so the poor guy at the car wash has had to go figure out how he could get quarters. So you could go and get $40 and put it in there and grab those. You could go to the laundromat, put $40 in and get change for that. I would be trying to figure out everything I could to get more change to hunt through.
Well, they're
Here's the
saying
thing,
that it should only last like a month. So who knows?
Here's the thing: are people really hoarding coins like now, like they did in the early 20th century? You know, like in the 1920s, like pre-Great Depression, coins were being hoarded in great amounts, and they were also being circulated because there's a lot of garbage 1920s circulated coins out there as far as collectible, like what you would find on the secondary market. But I guess, you know, are we really experiencing a point in our life where people are hoarding coins? I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy to me to think that.
Maybe all the zinc coins just rotted away.
No, I mean, the different times of hoarding has been because of silver, though, not necessarily for just to have coins around. But I think this is different, right? Because none of our currency is actually worth a whole lot from a
Right, it's a distribution.
Currency. Right.
Like logistics of some kind.
It's more of a nuisance, it seems, to a lot of people than a value. Like if we were to collect silver bullion and silver $50 pre-1964 coins, stuff like that.
Yeah, intrinsic value doesn't matter these days. It used to be 100 years ago, a dime would have 10 cents of silver in it. And that's the whole premise of why, coins were a certain size all across the board. And then now it just doesn't make any sense. No pun intended, that, pennies cost 3 to 5 cents to produce each. And, it's crazy. But now I guess the mints are forced to crank out production to fulfill demand. Apparently there's heightened demand in spite of the fact that I think there was billions of coins in circulation still, but it's just crazy. We're in crazy times right now.
Yeah, I think it's probably a combination of things. There's a lot of people still not working and choosing not to work.
Yeah.
Even, essential. So, they're not the movement drivers and things like that, and the people picking up coin stars and bank, people that work at banks. A lot of people are just choosing not to work right now. And, I think it's a combination of a lot of things.
Yeah, well, I think the unemployment checks that people are getting was $600 a week is just way too good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for a lot of people that aren't used to making that kind of money. And a couple of people I know, they are going to milk it all the way until the end of July when this program is supposed to run out. So,
yeah,
I don't know. But anyways, how about we go into some emails?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me get one ready.
Thanks, Shay. You're a real friend.
To make a penny, it costs a pretty penny.
What a pal. What a pal.
Hey, buddy, oh pal.
Hey, there's my boy Scott Holiday. Good evening. Oh, and Ida, thank you. I received the canvas bag you sent me. Thank you.
Oh, Ida, thank you so much for those. Those are so amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slick, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stage some pictures with that bag when I get rolls again.
She's amazing.
Sounds like a plan.
So if you want to put, Sean, can you put Shay up front and center?
Well, because you asked nicely.
There it is.
Thanks, Sean. You're what a guy you are.
It's my first time, guys.
You're doing amazing.
You're doing fine.
So
all right, so this one is from Robin T, and it's a 1993 Philadelphia memorial cent, looks like. Good evening, panel. This is a 93p memorial cent that has obvious doubling. Whether it is mechanical or a true double die, I can't tell because there is no listing for this possible variety. What are your thoughts? Could I possibly have a new discovery? Fingers crossed.
Ouch.
Could be all of the above, but what we do have is one of the most extreme examples of mechanical doubling I have ever seen
Yeah.
on a Lincoln. That's just, oh, Lord above.
This is the kind of coin that confuses new collectors, right? You know,
It is.
Well,
because
one of the ways
Absolutely.
you can tell that that's machine doubling.
I probably 25 years ago would have sent that into PCGS. Or
Oh,
something.
100%. Yeah. Is that it makes the device look smaller. It shrinks it up. Every step you see on that, because it's step-like, every step shrinks back, shrinks it, makes it smaller, smaller, smaller. If you filled in all of those step areas, it would be the size of the normal devices. So
Bingo.
machine doubling will always take away from the size of the normal design instead of adding to it like hub doubling would do.
Case
And that
in
definitely
point,
does, because he almost has a skeleton nose on that inside step.
Yeah.
It has almost turned him into a skeleton, like a hobo nickel.
I watched Marvel, what was it, Infinity Wars last night, again for like the 100th time. And that kind of looks like one of those dudes from that. Yeah. Pretty bizarre.
one of the tricks I use is when I look at this doubling and it curves back into the device. So right in here, you see it curves right back into the nose. Right here, it curves right back into the beard. And up here on the ear, it curves right back into the ear. So this is definitely a way to determine. And usually it's a flat shelf-like appearance, but this one's crazy. Like if you combine all this, if I just make it look like it went away, that's the normal size of the beard, right? And so that's what Paul was talking about, is that if just the normal beard is there, if you combined it, then you're definitely looking at MD.
Eats the normal design.
Additive, and you'll see larger devices.
But I will tell Robin, if she's in the chat, keep that coin, because that is
just too cool.
Yeah, that is just way too cool.
Cool factor of 9.9.
Yeah.
This is one of those you want to keep in a reference so you can look back at it and share it with people that are learning, and you can show this and then show a real double die, and that'll be an aha moment.
You can pass on that knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Yeah, you don't see him this strong.
That's
especially on the profile.
Look at the eye.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy, but it is very cool.
I think Lincoln got smacked or slapped pretty hard, and this is a slow motion.
That's a space station.
That's not a loose screw. That's a missing screw. On
Yeah,
that.
I guess we should touch on that point, right? So the doubling is doubling on a doubled die is actually already on the die before it strikes the coin. Okay, and then when it strikes the coin, it transfers that to the coin. All right, but this is, if you can imagine a piece of machinery with an assembly with a die, and those machine parts can become loose, screws loose, you get vibration, you get all sorts of issues in the minting process, and that can cause things to shift around. That's what causes this. That's why they call it machine doubling or mechanical doubling, right? So
yeah, a press is like an automobile. There's a lot of wear and tear that these things go through, and like you said, with all the loose moving parts after so many strikes, you're going to get this effect. A die shifts or hops as it's completing the striking process, and you're probably going to ask yourself, well, why isn't like Liberty or the date affected? Well, if you looked at Lincoln, it sits higher relief compared to the date and Liberties. So as the die is coming off the coin after the strike. All right, the shift or whatever happens when it had passed the level of Liberty and the date, which sits on a lower relief, and does what you see here. And it looks like there was a little bit of MD on the bow tie. I think Eric had asked about that. But for the most part, it's on the profile, and that ear is crazy.
Yeah, that ear would trick the best of us if all we did was see that ear.
Eric.
All right. So sorry, it's not a new discovery, but it is a really cool piece.
For an MD, it's impressive. I hate bringing this up, but it's a reality. People do pay money for MD coins that are as strong as this. There's no denying it. You go on eBay at any given time and you just put in strike doubling or machine doubling. There's actually some coins that have a secondary market. And I think it all revolves around a certain kind of underground collector base. These are kind of like a cult favorite, and that's why they, elect to put that kind of money in these coins.
All right. Next.
From CMOS Omaha, 1968S Lincoln Memorial Set. Dear panel members, this caught my eye while in the middle of a BU roll. On the reverse is what looks like lamination to me, but I suspect it could be a stripe through. I'll let you make the call. There is a thinned rim on the reverse, a little on the reverse, and the right side of the obverse has a thicker edge than the left side of the edge.
There's got a little bit of a misalignment.
Happens a lot. You got him mad. Paula called it.
Little misaligned die on the obverse.
That right there is weird. That's a wow. Cut about to happen. Gouge? Can't tell if it's no. That looks sunk in.
I can't tell if it's a little bit of a lamination or not.
That's sunk in. Look at the color. Wait, back up the what was that? Contrast? Bright. Yeah. You can see it's the same color as the fields. And it looks a little bit different, so it looks in cues. I'm gonna say strike through.
Okay, I see that now.
I am probably leaning more toward. I agree with you with the strike.
The obverse is definitely misaligned, but that's a strike.
Yeah.
Look at under the O too.
Yeah, and I'm probably guessing that that there was probably a detached reading that's mixed in there with some grease. It's just got a really hard line there. Or it could just be grease with a bunch of debris in it.
True, but that would also be a strike through because it was holding the whatever it was struck through.
Yeah,
by the grease.
Yep.
So misaligned.
Mad, and I'm going to say struck through.
Very cool, Seamus.
Very nice. I love it when you've got two things going on in the same coin.
Oh yeah, multiple stuff going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a nice catch, though, Seamus. Good job. Yeah, Mikey, we did get all of your images. Yeah, we'll talk about a few of them.
Why have one when you can have two?
Exactly. It's a twofer deal.
Yeah, final answer, Seamus. I think that they all agreed that it's a struck through on the reverse and a misaligned die strike on the obverse.
Paula, what happened to your mic?
What's wrong with my mic?
It's like real bassy.
Is this better?
Lower.
Yes. I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? I don't know. Let me see.
Okay, well, just let me read the email, would you? From Shannon Smith regarding 2019 P. Roosevelt dime 10 cent. If I am correct, this has a die clash. Number one, are heirs like this of any significant value? I see some people selling similar on eBay for 50 cents, but then charging $3.99 for shipping. That sounds ludicrous. Wouldn't it be better to start the auction at a little higher price and no shipping charges? Well, see, this is the thing that's going to be going on for a long time. But anyways, number two, is there something like this better saved for the future as value may increase over time? It's a
Oh.
crack on Monday.
That's a clash.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a very unusual spot for a die clash.
I'm being sarcastic.
Right. You usually see that clashing out in the fields like that,
Right.
not so much on the devices.
Those earring ones I see all the time. That is a what? No, that's definitely that's definitely.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say that I've seen a lot of die clashes, heavy die clashes on those 2019s for whatever reason.
I'm not sure what's with the fireworks here, but I may have to mute myself from time to time.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
That right
I
there.
would keep that just on cool
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah.
And that one you could sell for a couple bucks.
Yeah, I think you could.
It's got value,
Look, inside the ear.
Here's
and
yeah,
it looks
inside
and the
ear right
coin
there.
looks like it's in good condition. So
Here's what blows my mind. This is on a 2019. I mean,
mhm.
we're talking modern age of coins right here, and this thing is all clashed up.
Thank you, physics.
So I don't know. I don't know if I would sell this. I would hang on to it. I mean, just that's because
Well,
I
yeah,
love this stuff.
I'm not telling them to sell it. I'm just saying.
No, I wanted to make sure Shannon heard the answer to the, at least my opinion
Yeah.
on the question.
And I think that shipping charges, that's pretty typical for, eBay sellers.
Yeah.
That's a flat rate.
Yeah,
Especially if you want the free tracking.
Yeah.
yeah, $3.99 is actually lower than what it really is for that seller.
No, it would not be worth it to have it graded.
No, I don't think so.
A coin typically, in my opinion, needs to be at least 3 times the cost of the grading value. Worth at least 3 times the cost, what it would cost you to have it graded.
And I can't remember how many times I've seen a slab and it said something like die clash on whatever, obverse, reverse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in like, they actually sent that in to get graded.
Yeah.
I mean, I can find this in change.
Yeah, you'll never recover.
Well,
never
That's a good
recover.
point, guys. Why don't you just go to your local coin shop and you'll be able to find pennies, dimes, nickels, slab for $1, $5, $7.
Yeah.
Go grab some of those, and you don't have to send your coin in. But just keep in mind that they paid probably somewhere between $30 and $50, or if it was a dealer and a mass submission, they could have gotten a bulk discount. But it's for you and me, the home hobbyist, not really worth it unless you're dealing with hundreds of dollars, I think. or you really, or maybe, sometimes you take this stuff with a dose of salt, because maybe you live on the coast and you want to make sure your coins are kept safe and preserved. I don't know, maybe, but
I like that too.
there's other ways to keep your coins safe in that environment. But
Well, I want to make a point too I mean, this is probably going to upset some people or offend some people, and I don't mean to. So please don't take this the wrong way. You have to ask if you should get a coin graded. Your answer is going to be no. And the reason for that is because if you don't know, or at least have some idea what grade you have on a coin, then you should never send a coin in to be graded, because you're going to lose money.
Right.
At least have some idea how to grade and be able to pick out whether a coin has been cleaned or whether a coin is damaged.
Unless that's not a problem, in which case you should probably be on Heritage anyways.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And Shannon asks about the average cost for grading, and just kind of a quick and dirty rundown of grading, because I just sent some stuff into NGC. My minimum cost for one of my coins was, we'll just say one coin was $17 for the grading fee. Then coming out, there is the handling fee that was $10. And then there's whatever it is they're going to charge me for shipping, which is probably another $20 because they send it in a box. So that's for a single coin. So it doesn't make sense to send one coin in for something like that. The other thing about grading is on a coin like this, an error, this error kind of speaks for itself. This to most people that know errors and varieties would recognize this as a clash right off. You really don't need somebody to tell you that this is a clash. They should, somebody you should to identify it or attribute it. This is definitely a clash to an experienced collector.
so then you have to pay for variety identification.
Right.
You can pay for them to take pictures and post on their website. There's a whole menu of items, add-ons that could, you could
Right.
cost you. Now there are some. I like Annex, especially as a beginner, because you can go to a coin show and Annex makes their presence. They show up to a lot of coin shows, and oftentimes, if you look on their website, they'll do deals where you can do 10 coins for $100 or 10 coins for $120. Those are the sweetest deals ever because Annex is reputable. You for the lower end coins, you really can save $1 there and still have it preserved or have it in a slab, protected with a slab at a cheap price. Definitely recommend Annex for that. For the higher end coins, PCGS and NGC, they get sold sight unseen sometimes. Dealers will pay dealer price for them, and they'll trade like a commodity. So, on the higher end coins, you might want to think about going to NGC or PCGS.
Just like a commodity. Speculation and all.
Good job, Shannon.
Yeah, good job with that research. You knew you went out there and did your homework, and you were able to nail it. We just, you just needed us to confirm it, I guess.
Check out coinzip.com. They list all the shows in your area.
Well done, you.
And speaking of doing your research, I'm glad you said that, Jeff. So
Segue.
we only ask, a little bit of you guys, and that's just to do a little bit of your own research first before sending in your questions. And we have a Facebook group if you're on Facebook, and it's Coin Q&A. If you ever need any good websites to go do, look into and do some research or anything like that, feel free to join that group, and just make sure you answer the questions first, like most groups do. But once you're in, feel free to ask for, is there a good website to find errors and varieties, things like that. If Sean would mod blues, he could post some links.
I ain't doing that. Not today.
Has Sean even spoken in like 10 minutes?
just saying. But there's a lot of good websites out there and good research,
Yeah, there you go.
to go look at. And that's all we ask. Just do a little bit, a little bit of research on your own. And cotton candy grapes. Thanks, Amber. Anyway, you're bringing up food, and it's my dinner time. So
Yeah,
anyway,
we heard
on that.
cheesesteaks earlier, Philly cheesesteaks earlier.
Oh, stop it.
Damn it.
It
How
just
dare
really
you.
helps us out. That's all.
All right, you want me? Let me read this next one. So, also from Shannon, 2020D Roosevelt, 10 cents, struck through Greece. You can see a depression running from the back of Roosevelt's jaw vertically up his face. There are several of these I've found in multiple roles. I don't see anything relating to this out there anywhere yet, really. So my question is, does this type of error add any value or take away from the value of the dime for collectors? Again, is this something that is worth putting away for a future date?
Great questions. Great question.
It kind of looks like a lot of it, but I'm not sure. Maybe the top half of the reverse?
What are we looking at?
Grease, maybe? You know how it's, the surface is kind of off?
Actually, it looks like it might have been plated. I don't know. Kind of weird.
Is it gold? No, it's okay.
No, it's just definitely got a lot of surface texture issues. Something.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of fracturing going on. I'm going to say some kind of contaminant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think it's just got environmental issues.
What's a 20? Maybe something in the planchette wash or something that.
Yeah, what is that? Well,
There's
that could be
here.
too.
It kind of
So
reminds me
that-
of some of those quarters that have little spots of grease like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, those shiny spots.
Mhm.
Oh, the indentation on the face under the ear, Shannon.
Let me see if I can rotate this.
Company rotate. Boop.
I think I rotated the wrong way.
Oh, negative. Negative. Damn it. It's always negative. This is me.
There. Huh.
Weird.
Or it's the okay. I see the vertical line. Okay, it's not the jaw line. It's the vertical line.
This?
Yeah, north to south.
Let me see if I can see that. Oh, okay. I see it now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Shay, quick question. Sean isn't being given the option to make a Eric a moderator. It's only giving him the option to block or put time out. What would be
Infidel.
there?
Maybe he's not signed in, but
It's not signed in to YouTube?
yeah, sometimes YouTube will kick you out of the chat, but I don't know if you worry about it right now.
Well, it was just so he could post links like.
Yeah, this is interesting. I totally couldn't see it until now, but now that you pointed it out,
Yeah. It looked like a reflection at first, but yeah, I see the
It
indention
could
right
be a little
there.
struck through.
Yeah,
It's like a wire too, braided.
and if
You know what? I've seen that kind of strike through before on a Kennedy $50.
Mhm. Yeah, it could be dye damage too, Amber. Could be a dent. You thinking dye dent, Amber?
maybe dyed in if it was raised, but that
If it
looks
was raised, yeah. It's not a dye dent. It would have to be raised on the die to be in cuse like that. I think it's in cuse though, Amber, on the coin.
Yeah, because you can if you look at the shiny spot down here at the bottom, and it's got shadow behind the
Yeah.
shiny spot, right? And then the shine picks up again over here, so it looks infused.
No, it's not raised. Yeah, yeah. I would say that's a strike.
Yeah, you have shadow all along here. That's on, but there's also a light source coming from this direction too. So,
Or maybe it's a little dye subsidence. Because it doesn't really have an appearance as a strike through.
Occam's razor.
Let's say you, Amber, you think maybe that could be a little dye subsidence? In case you guys don't know, Amber Pinnell is very active in the Facebook groups. She's super smart, super on top of it with errors and brightness, and just a really
She's a
cool.
late line queen.
She's a cool coin check. Yeah, dye subsidence, Amber. Yeah. It kind of does look like that you see on on that memorial, on the reverse in the memorial sense. I don't know.
Hey, Amber, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, Cool Coin Check would be an awesome name for it.
Cool coin check.
Triple C.
Yes. You're welcome. So I guess that's another one to mill around for you guys.
CQDX.
Everybody got really quiet.
I don't know
Somebody
why.
fart.
No, that wouldn't be quiet.
Sean, is everybody looking up dye subsidence? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's just Googled the damn thing.
well, Shannon has sent more, so let's move on. I
That's
guess
on.
to the next one.
Look it back to you, Shannon.
That's a cool puzzle to figure out. My puzzles are increasing today and not my answers.
I know. We do need
Krishna?
to get Amber on YouTube doing some videos. Dang it, Amber. Come on.
Oh, for reals.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to read?
I'll read it. Why not? All right. So Shannon's got another 2020 Roosevelt dime. Struck through something. Not sure if that is what this would be or not. Number one, in the same rolls as above, I have several dimes that have what look like scratch marks on them, obverse and reverse. I have enclosed two different dime pictures. You will see I labeled them as 1 and 2. If you look at the third picture for each, you can tell that the markings are almost identical. So I definitely think not PM. Number 2. Was that funny?
Yep.
Number 2, I am thinking maybe some kind of striation markings, possibly by the feeder fingers, as mentioned in another of Blue Ridge's videos. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to that guy about that.
Right?
Number 3, is this any kind of added value damage? Is this best saved for a later date, or will people be wanting these now as they are relevant dates?
Relevant in quotes.
So this is this is 1A, 1B, and then this kind of gets interesting.
1v1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's damage.
And then
It's on top of the
one,
devices.
this is
That's
number
weird.
2B, and yeah,
Code 1A, 2B.
yeah, 1A. This, yeah,
That looks
That
like it
does
got
not anymore
attacked
look
by a cat.
yeah,
like Wolverine shrunk himself. And
yeah, that looks like damage.
the die is all jacked up.
I'm just not sure.
You're not kidding, Amber.
Over the tops of the devices like that, Amber?
That's so weird, too. Like, to be dark like that?
And
The variegation? Huh.
now
They're
is
almost
that,
identical in yours.
is that raised or in cuse, or is it? I don't know. That's a strange
Yeah.
one. Now that picture right there looks like a lot of heavy dye file lines. Hey, am I wrong? Or it could be just lots of scratches, lots of damage on there. Dye
But
file.
see the B? Look at the B, how there's a bunch of gouges in the B.
They're not raised, he said.
Deep gouges in the B and in the E. And
Well, it's just shredded.
Yeah, not if they're not raised, then that would be damage.
Shannon said they're not raised.
It's almost flat and looks like scratches. Well,
so that's this area.
That- that right there looks all kinds of goofy. But the outburst looks like hell.
Yeah.
It's really hard, first of all, to photograph new
Oh,
dogs
for real.
and that glare not be a factor in trying to assess the photos.
Right.
It almost looks like a metal issue.
Like an improper alloy mix of that top clad layer.
Yeah, that you're talking about like with that color, right, Frank?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But without in hand, without being able to, weigh it, measure it, etc. It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, I would. Those photos are really hard to make.
Blues.
For sure, call.
We hear you.
Blues.
I mean, my first assumption would be damage, just because the way all of those go over the tops of the devices. You have to remember on the dies, those devices are sunk in. So the first place that you're gonna, like, if they're polishing a die, typically, I mean, they do use rotary brushes, but the lines don't usually look like that. They're kind of all over the place.
Hey, Shannon, did you find multiples of this anomaly on
Yeah.
other games in the same role, or is this just a one-off?
Exactly, Amber.
That's a good question.
He did. I have a few.
With the same lines in the same direction, same locations.
That
Well,
is
these pictures that
same
he's sending us, these are not all in the same.
Okay.
These are.
No, but you can send me one. I'll take a look at it.
It's one of those things that in hand you're going to be able to spin it around, understand how your light is shining on it, how your scope is
Yeah.
viewing it, and
For real.
sometimes that's the best.
But Papa Giorgio, if the planchette was damaged before it was struck, typically any of that, unless it's a weak strike, which these coins are not weakly struck. Typically,
It's more than one, too.
eliminate any of those planchette flaws like that.
There's no possible way that it could be a planchette error
No.
if there's more than one.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be, but it would be
could be if it
differently
was on the metal
oriented,
strip. the whole
and it would
strip.
be all over the place. But yeah,
Yeah, but Paula had mentioned if the entire strip was affected, with a bunch of scratches and damage, then that might be a possibility.
it's like a braiding 101 at the mint.
Yeah,
These coins are very well struck. So I would think that those lines would be all but obliterated during the strike.
this is one of those coins I wish I had in hand.
Mhm.
I think the lighting kind of throws it off a little bit, but it's certainly interesting. That's for sure.
I agree, Amber. Yeah. Yeah, it would. Yeah, I don't know.
Shh, quit talking so much, would you?
They're always using dirty grease at the mint, Papa Giorgio. Papa Giorgio, oh my gosh, I want to watch Vegas Vacation. Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Hey Shannon, the feeder finger damage theory, the lines would be parallel to each other, and they would be raised on the coin.
Mhm.
These ones were all cross-hatched and all weird on here.
Yeah, that looks like angry spouse coin.
Yeah. But these are very fun to discuss. Oh, hello.
Hi.
I
Where'd
knew
Mike
that was
go?
going to happen. at least once on the stream. Right, old 5-month variety Shay Hoffmaster.
It's a mystery.
All right, I got this one from Shannon Smith regarding questions. Lastly, what would you recommend for something like these newer coins? If they be worth much more someday, would it be beneficial to try and, I'm guessing that would be save any of them for grading blues, or just safely store them and wait? Or if they may not be worth that much, would it be good to... Now you got me all messed up. Would it be a good idea to possibly sell now? I am going to... Seriously.
What happened?
Sorry.
Were we reading the same email? Did I just have deja vu?
No.
I think I just phased out of existence for a second and came back, and it was a different time. And now the questions are all different.
I'm
That
sorry.
sounds like the waddle effect.
It's Scotty, you should have jumped back in time sooner.
Is
Would
that
it be a
look
good
familiar
idea
for
to
you?
probably sell these now for future fun?
Oh my lord!
Hey, guys in chat, we are not perfect, but we do realize that you guys need a little intermission from all the serious coin talk.
That's right.
So that's why we're doing this. For you
We
guys.
have a heck of a good time every week.
Sure, right. Go ahead, do it to the waddle. Go ahead.
At Mr. Waddle's expense. We
I'm
love
probably going to pay for that later.
Or
No,
just safely store them and wait. Or if they may not be worth that much, would it be a good idea to possibly sell now to use the funds for future funds? The world may never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a personal preference, right? We all keep what we
Exactly.
love and sell the rest.
Keep
so we
the
can-
best and spend the rest.
Yeah.
Zach
Keep
the
the
Mundo.
best. Yep.
And I've kept stuff that's
Get a
absolutely.
B-roll of everything.
I've kept stuff that was absolutely worthless because of where I found it or who it came from or what it was, and And I've sold stuff that was pretty valuable to me so that I could buy more coins. It's all situation and preference. And that's unique for all of us.
That's why you have cool factor.
Yeah.
Tends to differ.
I actually have a rolled coin, an elongated set in my collection. That's one of my most expensive pieces in my collection. So, go figure. It's even slabbed and graded.
And there will always be a coin you regret selling.
Which time?
We're not going to get into that conversation, are we?
Shay, at least it's staying in the family.
Yeah, that.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
you
good
know,
point. That is a good point.
all jokes aside, there will be coins that you have to part with that you don't want to, and there'll be coins. But there'll always be coins. You know, you'll find another cool thing at the next show or online or somewhere.
Yeah, it's so true. And especially, I had this 1916. It was a brilliant uncirculated, probably easy 65, if not better, Woody. Okay? And I sold it to Beth, and I really regretted it, but I was like, you know what? It's going to a good home. Beth is good people. I have no worries about that coin.
So I want to give Shannon one little piece of advice. These dimes that you just showed us, because we don't have them in our hands and can't give you 100% for sure what's going on with them, you will learn more. So put these dimes aside and label them, put them in flips and label them, put them to the side. Because in a year or less, if you continue to study and really, really read and study up on errors and stuff, the odds are that you're going to be able to look at those coins a lot better than we will, because you will have them in hand and you will know what you have.
Amen, Paul.
Yep. I have a jar.
I want to add something about what Paula said. When you put them aside, she said, label them. Label
Yes.
the coins.
Yes,
Or you're
label
going to
them.
come across a box with a bunch of flips in it with coins, and you have no idea what they're doing in there and why they were.
You basil's that?
Mm-hmm.
We've all done it. We all still do it.
Oh,
Label your coins.
Sure.
It will pay off in the long run.
you know what would be fun?
I don't
Label
know what
them.
you're talking about, dude.
Label them, put the date, today's date, and put coin Q&A on that label, and in a year, come back and let us know what you determined.
Oh my God, what a great idea.
Yeah. See, this kind of thing, this is the bane of my existence. A couple of years ago, I
How many
started
of those you have?
I started sticking pennies in a little containers like this of all my finds, interesting finds. And I go through this every once in a while and have to look and figure it all out over again. But
Shay,
Well-
Shay, it sounds like you and Mike Diamond are due for a luncheon.
yeah,
Right?
but
I think that's where we've gotten to at this point.
but this is the proper way, right? So
Mhm.
look,
Yep.
right? I put RPM, but I don't, and I even put the direction on there, but I put a question mark so I could visit it later because no online sources had the picture of this one.
What is a ghast?
And and there's more. There's a master die outburst.
Multiple diet.
Doubled eyelid. Oops. See, sometimes even I forget to put the D on there. All right. Anyway.
Well,
Is
our
your
dear
ready?
sweet departed professor had an entire coffee can full of dye chips and
Only
cracks.
one?
And what happened? He passed away, and his family found a coffee can full of pennies. And they probably took him to the bank.
Threw him in the damn Coinstar or
Bless
whatever.
his heart.
Hey, he was not far from me. I might have to figure out what bank that is and go down there.
Right?
Yeah, you were not kidding, dude. That's
I am
not
not above that.
Right?
a couple hours.
Oh yeah, Shannon, get a scope, get a USB scope, do a little
That
research,
is a quick
figure out
drive. Yeah.
figure out what works with your computer and make sure,
Yeah.
and then you can even upgrade later. You could go for a cheap model at first, and then upgrade later as you find something better or get feedback from others and try them out. I know I use 1,000 times Zoom, and I like to be able to take my scope apart and like move it around and point it in different directions and stick it in the kids' ears, that sort of stuff.
Oh,
I have the
we
mystery
same-
scope. I have no idea the magnification.
Shay and I have the same scope, and it actually came with attachments that you could look in your ears. And uh-huh.
Do y'all mind if I make a quick recommendation for a cheap scope? There's like
Sure.
several of them out
No,
there.
no, why would you? Go ahead.
This is it's from Amazon, and it cost me less than $20, and it's better than some of the ones I spent $70 and $80 on that ultimately lights went out and they failed.
I don't think we can. I don't think anybody can see it because Sean still has Mantic up.
Here, let me take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of looks like this, and it comes with this little crappy stand here.
Yeah, get a different stand.
They're all from China, but I'm telling you, they're like less than $20, and you could buy a $20 stand to stick it on, and when the lights burn out on this, you go and spend another $20 and get this. And this thing has been fantastic for me.
I can spend $1 on popsicle sticks and get a better stand than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor and invest
For real,
in good.
man.
Show this.
You need parallel. You need not parallel, perpendicular
Yeah.
to what you're examining. Otherwise, you're going to have parts that are out of focus and parts that are not.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly
here's
like
my-
what Jeff's showing.
Perfect.
Do yourself a favor
Exactly
and
what Jeff's
invest
showing.
in a good stand.
Yeah. So yeah, the one I just showed you, that's my backup. So when this thing finally fails, I've got a backup ready to rip.
Right on.
Hey, you see this, guys? Tools of the trade. It's important stuff, but don't go bankrupt trying to buy a $500 microscope.
Please don't.
You're just getting
Please
into the
don't.
hobby.
Don't
Especially
spend don't go out and spend $200. If you're new, don't go out and spend $200 on a dyno light or something like that. Those are fine. They're great. But you need that right now.
Who's a mod? Yay!
Yeah.
Blues is the man. He's taking care of
Buy
it.
my coin now. Okay, bye.
Can you buy my coin?
From CMS Omaha regarding 1968 S. Lincoln Memorial Center. I'm wondering what this anomaly that looks like fingers at the rim under the date is called and what it might have caused it. Found 5 of these in a BRO.
Those are feeder finger marks.
Oh, I've seen those too on the rims. And they're sometimes up on the other side too.
Yeah, I believe that those are feeder finger marks, or they're die gouges from
Die
something.
gouges, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
die gouges from something.
Usually the feeder finger
Every
marks
coin
are
that die
long and
strikes
narrow.
because the damage is on the die. That damage is on the die. So every coin, every planchet that die strikes will have those on there. That's why you see them. Yeah, I think feeder fingers too, Amber. Every planchet that die strikes will have the exact same marks on them.
It's a drop D. Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, they're raised because the gouges will be on the die. So they'll be sunk into the die, so they'll be raised on the coin. They'd be the opposite.
That's right.
See, can we see 180 degrees on the other
Super
side?
cool ones.
Because a
Good
lot
job.
of times those have them on like each side. for
Oh, yeah, let me see.
Oh, not
They're
rotate.
super cool.
Sorry.
I don't see them on the other side.
No. I meant opposite side, same face. There you go. By the IN, by the GO. No.
Oh, you have a bunch of 95 BIEs, Cindy? Those are cool.
Sometimes you see them on opposite sides for some reason, too.
Just because of the way the planchet sat when it was fed in.
That's really cool looking. I keep it.
Does the 3 finger salute?
It's the Wolverine.
Is that the Girl Scouts or
Just at
Yeah,
4th.
Oh, that's
right?
Boy Scout, dude.
Boy Scouts? Yeah.
So just so you guys in chat know, the feeder finger is what feeds the planchet into the striking chamber. It's real in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and that's what the feeder finger is. It feeds. So that's, go figure, they call it a feeder finger. It doesn't look like a finger though, but
and it's faster than you can freaking imagine too.
it's amazingly fast.
And it's actually right good size. If you've ever seen one, there's even been a few feeder fingers that were struck with the die faces on there.
Yes, Daniel Carr has some for sale.
Oh yeah.
That he bought that press from the Denver Mint.
Oh yeah.
Came with a bunch of struck fingers and all kinds of cool stuff.
He pulled all sorts of stuff out of that tree. That's like a dream right there.
Right?
Yeah, that's just UFO action. Amber, I want one. Me too, man.
Being able to buy the Denver Mint, system that they use to create the coins and finding, and all the nooks and crannies, what you could find in there. Ugh.
Really close. Amber. It almost looks like 4 from
Your
that.
Your birthday's in 2 weeks? What?
I see the 4th, Frank.
Yeah.
I want one too, Amber. Let's make signs.
2 weeks. Let's see.
Happy early birthday, Amber.
Yeah.
Happy joy. Happy joy. Yeah, well, that's really
2 weeks early. She's really going to soak it up for the next 2 weeks, isn't she?
So who had this?
This is
yeah. If you got an extra, Seamus.
Yeah, right.
I think Amber wants one for her birthday.
So you got that,
Mine's in August, Amber.
Looks like a what do you call it? Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
He went through the Mint on the tour.
And he got shrunk down by Ant-Man.
Yeah. Or I guess it could be Freddy.
Thanks for sending that in.
All right.
All of you guys, thank you everybody for sending in your.
Yeah, these coins are so cool.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, and we love doing this. So couldn't do it without you guys. Leo, yes, of course, Leo.
Next.
I'll read this one from Dodger 455. We love our Dodger. Regarding MS67 West Point Weir Farm. Nothing wrong with this coin. In fact, it has everything right about it. We have submitted a lot of West Point quarters for grading, and this was the highest grade I have received. Just showing it off. Thanks. Can I have it?
Congratulations.
Oh, you didn't say that. I did. That is a great grade.
Oh, wow.
For you guys that don't know, these are normal business strike coins. They go through the normal process. Everyday business strike coins do. They get dumped in big. They go through the hopper. They get dumped in big bags. They get rolled. If you've never seen how the Philadelphia Mint works, look it up on YouTube, because how these coins can come out in that grade.
The way they do, I know.
To get an MS67 on one of these coins is there's a reason that they have the value they do. And when you see what they go through, you'll understand that. That is amazing, Dodger. Congratulations. I know, I don't know if Jeep and John has a, I think Jeep and John has a
Oh, I want one
couple
too.
MS-67.
The Privy and the W.
Yeah, it's a W. Uh-huh.
There's all this W, you see, and it's buried under this big W.
But let me tell you, when these guys, Dodger and Jeep and John, go through, I mean, I don't even know if I'm sure they've kept track, but they have gone through hundreds and hundreds of boxes.
Look at the reads on that thing too, man.
And have found a lot of W's last year and this year. So they've put the work in. So congratulations to them. That's amazing. And best thing is, even though you guys aren't, they're kind of hoarding them and stuff like that, they're keeping them out of circulation. So they're keeping them in good grades.
Yep.
So hang on to them when you get them.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, and they're putting in the work. You know, this is not an easy thing to do. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme or anything like that. It's real work.
It is a lot of work.
And the thing is, most of the time, like I say, the mint gets it right.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yep. It's a big investment on their part, and it's a lot of work. And, you know, I mean, they're sending the nicest one. They're learning how to grade. I mean, they're picking out the best ones that they find, and they're pretty spot on with what they're doing. So,
with that being said, here is my address that you could send this coin, Dodger.
I'll block that address there, son.
for the record, I asked first. Just saying.
Yeah. I will block your address and put mine in its place.
I just want one that's not graded. I haven't found any of the 2020 West Points yet.
I haven't found any. I didn't find any of the 2019. I haven't found any of the 2020. I don't ever expect to. Yeah. I've kind of just given up. So
When it happens, it happens. That's
back to the copper I go.
the way I look at it.
I love the bat design too, Amber. I really
Get to the copper!
They nailed it with that design for sure.
Yeah, that's
Weird.
been my favorite.
How weird is it? You know, anyway.
Whoa.
It looks really sweet on a 5-ounce round or a 5-ounce bullion coin too.
Yeah, I gave one away. Remember?
Y'all ready for the next one?
I surely did.
From Vince W. 2019 P dimes. Have two, not one, but two 2019 P dimes with the same features. What y'all think? I did find them in pocket change on different days. Okay.
Whoa.
Now, is there two of them or one?
See, the thing is, with most dimes, they do have the same features.
I know, Amber.
I'm just saying, but
Just didn't get to keep it.
sorry.
Might have the different anomalies on here. So we
Die
got
chips.
looks like a little die chip in the hairline there.
Mhm.
Yep.
And he's got two of them with the exact same die.
Lovely.
So I imagine those came out of a BU roll or
Interesting.
and a die chip on the torch.
Chip, chip, chipperoo. And on the bottom, I'm guessing too, probably. Because they kind of come in pairs for some
Yeah.
reason.
Good catch. Yeah, good catch on the
Good eye.
that they come in pairs like that.
Look at that bass, dude.
In chant, I'm gonna screw your name up so bad, but just give me a minute. Chant DeSolto asked about a 73 Lincoln penny with the state of Alabama on it. Those are actually, there's people that do those. They have them with, they're called counter stamps, and they have them all different kinds of designs. But they actually sell a map that you can buy where you can collect every single state with those the 50 state counter stamps on them. They really don't have much value. I mean, people trade them. You know, you
Keep
might
going.
sell it for a quarter. I don't know, but they're more of a novelty item.
Yeah, there's one out there with like it's stamp of Kennedy's face and a
Yes.
little placard, and they sell for like $1 or $2, and
Yeah,
you'll
for
see.
real. If you dig it, I mean, collect it. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds. I
Boogie!
sent Jessica Johnson's son a baseball guy. I think it was.
Hey, Hoogie.
Believe
I can't
me,
remember, baseball or
just
guy
a
throwing baseball.
warning, guys. There are marketing groups out there, secondary market coins, and they will go to great lengths to assemble coins in different ways. And I call it like, I don't. It's like going to Academy and looking at fishing lures. They're not fishing lures; they're fisherman catchers. Because you pick up all the shiny ones and you think they're cool, and it's not until you actually throw it into the water and catch a fish that you know whether it worked or not. And half the stuff's junk.
Interesting.
So, just like that, in the coin world, you're going to be, you're going to be tempted. You're going to see cool stuff, and really, I just stay away from it. I mean, I just beg you.
Stay off
save your money
Etsy.
for the good stuff.
Stay off Etsy. Stay off Home Shopping Network. What's the other one on YouTube? Coinball.
Real stay off eBay unless you know what you're looking
at. Yeah.
They figure out very clever ways to sell the coins that don't have any varieties or errors or anything useful on
That's
them.
right. And there is nothing wrong with asking.
Yeah.
Asking before you buy. There's nothing worse on Facebook when we all see, I just bought this. Did I get a good deal? It's kind of late to ask. You might want to ask first.
My general rule of thumb is if it didn't come out of the mint that way, I don't want it. There are exceptions. There's private mints that are really cool, that make some really, really cool stuff. There's a few things that are exonumia that I like, that I think are nice and valuable. Overall, the colorized treatments and the gold plating and stuff, you're never going to get the value out of that stuff. It's cool to look at. If it you like it and aesthetically you like it, hey, that's fine. But
KO, we do this every week, every Thursday. We probably won't have time to look at it tonight, but certainly next Thursday. And like I said, if you want to join the Facebook group, Coin Q&A, that's where we usually post the update, who's going to be hosting next week. But if you just subscribe to all the panel members' channels and click the bell, you'll get the notification next week of who's doing the Q&A. It's every Thursday at the same time. So
yeah, it's not the same person that does and moderates the stream every week. We hopscotch between each one of us to do it. So next week it could be Paula or Jeff or Coin Dragon. So that's why it's important to go ahead and subscribe to all of us. Yeah, of course, if you like the stream, then that's important.
Yeah, just to revisit real quick, Vince, it was die cracks and die chips, and the value on them may be, maybe low for a coin dealer, but somebody who collects Roosevelts and different, error states and varieties might be interested, but probably not worth a whole lot. But I don't know. I keep this kind of stuff, so if that tells you anything.
One moment, Amber. Sean, I wrote you a message in the private chat on here, on StreamYard's chat.
All right.
So many chats. This chat, that chat, no, the other chat. I'll read it. Archaeology Mikey, 1899 Morgan. Can you tell me what VAM this 1899 Morgan and what grade do you think it is?
I think Mikey has been chomping at the bit to have this showcased on here this evening.
He has. I
Yeah.
hope you got our email about the dimes, Mikey.
Calm down, Cindy.
Pretty. Got some toning up there. And
Easy,
blurb
Cindy.
at the end.
Oh, wow.
Easy.
Let's look at the reverse.
Easy, Cindy.
It's a New Orleans.
Don't look directly into it.
New Orleans mint.
Now there's your O, Sean, that you were asking about.
Look at that crack. Look at that thing. Goes through United
Through the wing.
States
Crap.
of America. About there. Look. Goes down here into one. Cross doll.
Almost a 360.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy crap.
Let's look at that, man. It's got
Eric, can you
Ooh,
post a
pretty.
link, Eric, to Van World?
Look at it, goes over top of the wing, too.
Yeah.
yeah. Man,
That's
this thing's beautiful. Look at all the feather detail and the head. You know,
that's
this
got
stuff-
badass factor.
I think I've got one like this, and I believe it's an 1899 as well.
Is Sean still there?
$40 at the coin store. Well, that's probably about right for the date and the grade. Net mark. But you got cool factor too, man.
Yeah.
Hold it still.
Oh
What are
yeah,
you doing?
I'm
like,
looking
wait,
all over for
I
stuff. I
can't.
don't.
I just posted a link to BAM World. You could look up the once you open the link up, it will show the date and it'll
It's
show
like
you all
Wayne's
the
World. Close up, far away. Close up, far away. Close up, far
Camera
away.
what?
Close
Camera
up.
2. Camera what? Camera 2.
Camera.
Look at it! Look at it!
I'm trying. No, I wanted Sean to say if that was the micro O or not.
That's awesome, Mike.
But I think we lost Sean.
No, you didn't. I'm here.
Oh,
I was going blind
That's the
from all
first time I heard
the,
him talk.
the focusing issues with the coin.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hold it still.
Yeah,
Hold
you're
it still.
kind of learning on the fly, man.
The O because the major variety VAM for this date is obviously the micro O mint mark, and I'm gonna have to say it looks like a regular sized mint mark.
That's what I thought.
The picture is kind of low res when you obviously when you blow it up.
Would you like that supersized?
Yes, I do actually, and make it a double.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, this is exactly why it's so important to make sure that the photos are close and clear for us. Because, it's hard enough for us to just look at a coin from a picture and tell you what's going on, but we really need the pictures to be, no, there's nothing wrong with that picture when it's the distance. But if you can get closer photos also, the more photos you send us, the better. And Shay won't tell you that, but I'm going to tell you that.
Hoogie's got a good answer to the micro O question.
It would have been nice to have had a close and clear picture of the mint mark and a close and clear picture of the date. Things like that. There's nothing wrong, like I said, with the photos in general like this, but when we need to try to get in close, that's when we have a problem. And I'll say that black background makes that coin pop. That's
Yeah.
That is a gorgeous coin.
It is a nice coin. There ain't
I
nothing
love
wrong with
those.
that.
Almost kind of a matte feel to it. It's really nice.
It's okay, Mikey. I know. And it takes some practice. It really does.
I'm terrible at pictures. If that makes sense, I'm really bad.
I can take them now with my scope, but with oh my gosh, I would spend an hour when I first started. I would spend an hour trying to hold my loop where on the camera part of my phone and hold it still and try to focus and get, just so I could get a picture of something. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I had developed some serious eye fatigue from using the loops, little jewelers loops, for so long.
Yeah.
They call them loops because it makes you loopy.
Yeah.
Smexy. It is smexy. I like that word, Amber. Smexy.
You do a box of pennies nonstop, every penny in that box using a loop without stopping, and yeah, don't do it.
Savage.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
Oh, and let me tell you, Hoogie's Hobby Shop there in chat. He, if you want to know anything about Morgan's, he is the fella to ask, and you should check his channel out because dude knows his Morgans. I'll just tell you that right now. And he loves them.
Yeah, he does.
And he rubs them and pets them and sleeps with them under his pillow sometimes.
And tells great stories about them.
He does. He does have great stories about them. Yeah.
All right.
And he likes his cranberries.
Is it like George with the pet mouse?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Quiet.
It is. Send him cranberries and he'll say all kinds of nice things about you.
There, I just posted a link to Hoagie's Hobby Shop.
He's very into urinary tract health.
Is that why he sells a bunch of microscopes?
It is. It is.
You and pre-owned?
So I'll read this one from Bill N. 2008 D, Oklahoma Quarter. Found this roll hunting a while back. I believe the obverse has been struck through cloth. This is the first one I found, and I know they are rare finds. I also, would you send this off to be graded and encapsulated, or just leave it raw? I have looked at this quarter. This is a substance on this quarter.
Yeah.
It is either
It's like rock candy.
glue or resin or something funky. We call it doo-doo in the coin world. And you can see, I mean, where it's not on the coin and where it is on the coin.
It fades.
Through it. And however, I will tell you, if this was a struck through, first of all, if this was a struck through cloth, almost all of the design would be obliterated.
Right.
So you would not have crisp design like that. It would be almost completely obliterated, if not completely obliterated. But if this was a legit struck through cloth, yes, you would want to send that in and have it graded. That's my opinion, because it is a rare find.
But it's not.
It's way cool if it, but this is not. This is something on the coin. I suspect if you gave it a good soak in pure acetone, it would probably come off.
Yep. I'm going to agree with that.
And you're not going to ruin the coin by doing that because it's kind of already.
If you put it in one of those soda pop machines with a couple other quarters, you'll get another soda pop, and you can soak some more quarters in it.
How now?
But I imagine the texture probably came from whatever it was sitting on drying.
It looks like it was somebody's skin.
Ooh.
Like to me.
That Boone butt or something.
Somebody super glued it to somebody as a joke and then ripped it off.
Maybe.
Yeah,
It
that's
could
kind of what it
be.
looks like, and it adheres. That's what it looks like to me.
That's
Sucker
a very
mom
good
cup holder.
observation. It could be. Or maybe it is somebody's skin.
It kind of looks like that little circular mat on the bottom of cup holders inside cars.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the coin was sitting on that, and it got
Oh,
spilled.
that too.
What did I just say?
Oh, is Frank
What?
still
Who?
here? Frank, are you still here?
So I'm sorry
Nope.
to give you the bad news, but yeah.
At least you let him down softly.
You did.
It takes a woman's touch, and that's why we have her.
I do like the design on it, though. That is pretty intense.
Even something super thin, though, Randy, would still, I mean, the design, there would be, you could tell by the design would be very, very weak, even if it was something thin.
Oh boy, here's our boy Adam with another cherry pick update.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Nice.
All right.
From-
Well, this is my cue. I'll be right back.
I may have to add this guy to the group, man.
Oh, definitely. From Adam Chambers, 1953D, Franklin eBay cherry pick. Good evening, panel. Can someone get Ben a Kleenex? This was a cherry pick off eBay for $90. The MS65 full bell lines from NGC. It's the FS401 Bugs Bunny What's Up Doc variety. According to Franklin Lever's website, it's die number 1, late die state. In MS65 full bell lines, this coin sells for around $600. The reference to the Kleenex is because this is often referred to as the booger variety as well, because for
Corona. Stop popping on my coins.
I'm having a hard time with that.
Someone needs to tell Adam that they didn't have Kleenexes in the late 1700s. They had shoe leather.
Oh.
For issues like that.
Oh, that is so good.
Oftentimes you'll
those
find,
bell lines do look like they got interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Now, oftentimes with these, you'll find stuff around in this area, and sometimes up here too, from the class on this side as well. But those are feathers.
All right, Adam. I love you, brother. My personal recommendation, you can either keep it in the slab as is. You know how it's attributed. If you need the attribution, send it back to NGC and just have them put a different label on there to keep the FBL designation on there. Because if you cracked it out and you send it off to whoever, PCGS or NGC, I don't know if you'll get the full bell lines.
You definitely don't want to try a crossover.
Yeah.
No, that's a pretty coin.
You send it back in, it's a dice roll.
I knew you were going to do a smiley face or something on there.
But man, is it strong in this area?
It is. The strike looks right. It's those hits.
Because this is where it's usually really soft and mushy and
I'll bet that the grader focused in right there on the common weak point right there, and that is why it got the grade.
Boom.
So about the Bugs Bunny, the booger, and all that, all it is a die clash. What you're looking at is a clashing with the little tiny eagle's wings on the teeth, and of course the booger sticking out of the nose.
Bleh, bleh. Look at it, would you?
It's still pretty point of luster. It's beautiful on it.
You can read everything on that bell. Look, passing stove. That's awesome.
Checking for RPM.
Right? Of course they have it.
Yeah, this is a handsome coin. I like the doubling on the different varieties too, and it often, you can find it over here and on $50, and there's some really cool varieties where the claws are doubled and the bottoms of the wings, and there's some that have doubling on these hangers. I had put together it's kind of neat. Like, identify all the parts of a bell because each of these little pieces has a name. Yeah. Anyway, try to do that on every.
I mean, look how I don't know what that part of the bell is. The woodchucky thing is just whatever that part is, cross member that it's tied to. Look at the wood grain on that thing.
Cross member, huh? Is that an old Ford? Oh, delayed reaction. Nice. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what you call that part of the bell, so I don't know why. I don't know why I'm joking around about it. We'll go with cross member.
I'm gonna find out now. I'm such a nerd. I'm gonna go and research and find out what that is.
Watch it. You're gonna look and say, "Yeah, this is called the cross member."
I doubt it's gonna be the woodchucky thing.
Yeah, right. Looks like a boat anchor.
Hey,
The clapper.
hey, Sean, just in case you missed it, SG Luster Coin Company sent us super chat.
Oh, very cool.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, SG Luster. Thank you. Super sticker.
Super sticker.
Wow.
Come again?
Fans of the studio is well nowadays.
That was strange.
Hey, Jeff, CoinDad said it's called the clacker, the top part of the bell.
The clacker.
That's the part that rings. I think it's the yoke. Eric's got it. The yoke.
Yeah, it's the yoke. That's right. The headstock.
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 That bell is yoked. It's been working out.
Yeah.
Yes, Cindy. Eric has been eating too much sugar. Chased it down with a little Red Bull action.
What? What I miss?
And he snorted a few lines.
Whoa! What?
Nothing. This
You guys,
is a
look,
kid-friendly form.
You went off the rails. Come on now, reel it in. Reel it in.
You heard what you thought you heard.
Reel it in. Reel it in.
Moving on.
Moving on. International.
And let's go back to the chat.
Anyone? Bueller?
Stuart P. Bueller, flared nostril. I know the picture isn't great, and I'm trying to figure out how to do better close-ups. Anyway, this is a 2003 penny that seems to have something on the nose to make it look like a flared nostril. Definitely not on my other pennies. Let's take a look.
My nostrils.
I don't know if we're going to be able to tell.
Nope.
I mean, kind of got a broken nose going on there. But yeah, this is why. So you should try to send a good focused image of the entire front and a good focused image of the entire reverse, and then one more image on top of that just for the anomaly in question, a nice close up of it. And the reason is because we'll, obviously we can't make a determination right now with this coin, but a lot of times when we look at a certain error on the front, we want to check the reverse in order to understand if it's one error or another based on what the reverse looks like. Kind of like a misaligned die or an off-center. So
Yeah,
you got to check
there
both
appears to be
sides.
right. There appears to be a lot of spots on this coin, and so we don't know if we're looking at if it's just a spot on the coin that's making it look odd, or
I don't like spots.
yeah. I mean, I can tell you for sure he doesn't have a flared nostril. They didn't make a special design for this year for this specific coin with a flared nostril.
Right.
The only one I know of is like the 2000 duck lips.
The duck lips, yeah. I think he's just saying it looks like it's flared. I don't know.
I get that. Maybe it's a deeper strike
Maybe
beyond normal or something, but
maybe it took a hit.
Or-
Maybe there's
exactly. There could be a bajillion things.
Yeah. So if you want, you can try and get a real clear, close picture of that and try to
It looks hysterical.
vote and resubmit it for next week.
Yeah, sure.
But thanks for sending it in.
Really? That's cool. It's the stuff we like. The different stuff from Pedro Z regarding 1970D quarter. Hi to all group of Q&A. My name is Pedro. How you doing, Pedro? I'm Frank. I found this 1970D quarter that has two interesting marks. One is on the face and the other is on the head. Is more fade hard. What? Hard to see? You think it's a die flash? Thanks for your information.
See, this is the whole coin up front.
Oh, good Lord.
A closer picture of the anomaly.
Scritchity.
Picture of the reverse.
Ugh. Man, I'm just seeing all kinds of weird stuff going on here. Scratches, gouges, maybe clashes.
Or maybe a lamination. The picture's really deceptive. You see it go on the bridge of the nose as well, and it feels so.
The color's kind of.
But in front of the mouth area there, it looks like it could be a little bit of a clashing. I went to Mad Die Clashes and overlay. There's actually a clash that's similar where above at the bridge of the nose, like there, right there, but it's down further. I do think there's some clashing on the reverse. But it's really hard to tell. Sometimes clashes can be hard to photograph.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to tilt the coin or get the light just right to see it. I agree that up from the nose up higher, I don't think that's a clash. The bridge of the nose there.
No, that's some kind of damage on the die and the others.
It's really, really hard to tell. What's that down at his chin going to the D in God? You see that little, that little mark right there?
The whole thing is just covered in scrapes.
It is really odd. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Now, is there anything behind Washington's head on that part of the coin to indicate a clash, or it's? I mean, I see plenty more of those lines, so I would guess that.
Yeah, it could even be like a misaligned clash too. But without any further evidence, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
That coin just has an overall weird appearance.
It's like
I did look at Mad Die Clashes, like I said, and some of that did line up with Mad Die Clashes.
It's a Blair Witch coin.
So I don't know if that on the at the bridge of the nose is an actual clash, and that mark on his nose is just coincidental. But if somebody wants to pull up an overlay,
I don't have one prepared.
Paul got the attribution on the website, the Variety Vista.
Nice.
Yeah, Blues was helping him along over there.
oh nice.
Yeah, those
So-
1973 $half, the DD01, it's really cool because you could spot it from space pretty much on the S and truss. And I always look in that little area whenever I'm hunting, and I found maybe 2 or 3 now. They're really fun.
It's nuts.
That's the kind of stuff that keeps me hunting $half for sure.
So I'm gonna share my screen.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh. Where'd it go?
Archaeology Mikey. There's
I think
different
that's-
71s that are gonna 71Ds that are gonna be more rare.
Hang on.
But
Exactly.
it's probably the 72D if I were to guess, and the 73D right behind that. And it depends on whether you're talking about a DDO or DDR.
Sharing
See
this
that?
again.
Is
It's a
it showing?
70, Cindy.
This
not-
is 70D.
Oh, because you have to share the thing. Oh, you did. Why is that not showing? Let me hang on. Let me share a different thing.
You know, you guys, this is like Sean's stream of we like totally taking it over.
There we go. No,
It is what it is.
no,
What can I
no.
say?
There it is.
Oh, dude, we love you, man.
Oh, okay. You see
You're one of
this?
the first ones that got me going into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for real, man.
For sure, you were one of the very first ones I
So
found.
there's the overlay. On that
I can kind of see that in the
at the
front.
bridge. Yeah.
I just posted the link to Mad Die Clashes on the left-hand side in the little column of things. There'll be a denominational overlays, and then it has great pictures of what the coin's supposed to look like on the front and back of the overlays. So you can
Yeah, that's what I'm showing right now.
Yeah, so that would have to be like very offset because you can see there's nothing there
Yeah.
at the bridge of your nose.
Jim Sullivan in chat said clash with diabration in an attempt to remove the marks. Possible floating clash.
Yeah.
So
It is possible.
Yeah.
Again, Occam's razor is kind of what I apply to numismatics. It looks more like a misaligned clash,
Mhm.
honestly. No, Kenzie.
Yeah, when I first looked at it, and then I pulled up the overlay, I couldn't get, I couldn't not see a clash. It just looked too right. Even though it was a
Familiar.
little bit offset, it seemed to match up. So is the coin at all misaligned or
No, I don't think so.
so anyway. Are we done looking at that one?
Yeah, I've got one last one, and then Jeff can take over. He's loaded the rest of them.
I've got a few loaded.
Okay.
I did want to, before we went, I wanted to add a little clarity to us discussing atoms, because we're educating folks here, and I want to make sure that we're 100% accurate. On the PCGS, the tips for grading Franklin's, we were talking about those marks interrupting the full bell lines.
Yeah.
A few marks across the lines will not prevent a coin from receiving this designation, full bell lines, as long as the continuity of the lines is not disturbed.
And we just can't see that, so we couldn't see that from the photo.
Right.
Yeah. And there's even some that include or don't include some of the lines, right? Like they don't count the lower lines or the upper lines, or I think it's the lines, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the lower lines, right? On the bell.
In some cases, not all cases. I think like official ANA grading standards, it's all the lines.
Like mood contingent.
All right, so Christian Autor, Wheatsit Finds. Hi, Blue Ridge. I just want to say I love your videos. I recently picked through a jar of wheat pennies a family member accumulated, and I found two weird errors that I can't identify. The first error looks like a die break on the C and cent. On the reverse, the coin is a 1941D, if that helps. The second error is like it was an obstructed strike-through error on a 1953S. Thank you for everything you do for the community. So there's two coins. The coin with the funky C and cent is going to be the 1941D. So there's two coins.
Love you, Courage.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I got jacked up.
Damage.
Damn it.
It looks like a stick figure C variety.
What?
A stick figure C variety.
Yes,
Somebody's trying to play
with the drunken corner.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, this thing looked like it got hit a few times, which it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like weird that it's only that letter too. It's like somebody purposely messed with that.
Now, who would do that?
I know. Why would you do that?
Nobody
Why
does
would
that.
I think they were trying to change it to a letter S.
Maybe sent.
The
Your
scent of a
package has
person.
been sent.
Oh, that's just
Yeah.
You can
Poor
see
son.
some, these are actually hits on the coin. It caused metal to raise up and distort and deform, and it's all
Yeah.
damage.
It's like
That
watching
metal.
Rotten.com.
Metal's been pushed.
Yeah.
Just blown up.
Now, ladies and gentlemen out there in the audience, it's not unusual to see this kind of damage on these older coins because, in a way, they were used as tools.
Right.
Flat blade screwdriver, they're shims. These things got beat up quite a bit during its day.
It's not
Yeah.
unusual.
That might have actually been, setting that dinner table or a recliner or something.
That's stuck in something.
Yeah, like that. It had something floating around in the middle of it there.
Yeah. I just chewed up, man. Fake a lamination. Now, why would somebody do that?
Hey, look what Robert said. Damn bored kids.
Right?
Ken used to
They
say,
got nothing there to do with their time other than destroy.
I'm telling you what, man.
Ken used to call them misguided youth.
Yes. Yes. The misguided youth of today.
All right, Jeff. you wanna
First
take
rule
over?
of thumb, anytime you come across something like this, assume it's damaged.
Used to love it.
Most of the time you will be correct.
Hey, you know what? He's probably right, too. He used to level a table.
Could have been, or
It looks like something
refrigerator,
that
or
would like
anything,
get
yeah.
screwed around like that after a while.
Yeah. Always assume something like this is damaged and then try to find, there's a great website called errorref.com. If
yeah.
somebody wants to put that in.
Blues has been
Error
posting it all night long.
Oh, he has? Okay.
Oh,
Come on, man.
That would be a great place to go. I would suggest reading through the entire thing.
Take it in pieces. You know, like I like to read an article a day when I go
But
through it.
Error is great.
There it is.
You know, I'm not saying you have to like read and really study the whole thing right away, but it's got certain things highlighted and you can click on those different things and just, you know, look at the pictures that are posted. And sometimes you'll go, oh, I've seen that before, or, you know.
And if I'm not mistaken, Paula, I think they talk about coins that appear like errors but are
They
really
do.
not.
They
With
do.
great reference pictures.
Yep.
So Jim Sullivan have pointed out with PCGS, the bottom two bell lines must be complete and uninterrupted. A mark is okay, but must not break the continuity of the line.
Yep.
Yeah, I read
Which
also
makes
in
sense for the other
PCGS wants the two bottom lines, NGC likes them all.
Yeah.
So the two different places have to, I went and checked it out too after you guys were talking about it. PCGS requires the coins to exhibit complete uninterrupted lower lines on the Liberty Bell. NGC has a higher standard for the designation, requiring all 6 coins, upper and lower sets, to be fully visible.
You and me both, Randy.
So,
Yeah, it's really crazy that you can send your coin to one company and get a different result because of the different standards. After all, they are companies, and they don't. I don't know if they have a reason to collaborate on standards necessarily.
well, isn't it too with like the Rosies? One does a full torch designation and one does a full bands, right? I read something like that.
There's a torch bands between Mercs and Rosies. Yeah.
There's torch bands on Jefferson Nichols. NGC will do.
There's a
5 step
torch
and
on a
6 step.
Jefferson nickel.
No. I was giving an example.
Holy
of the
crap!
different-
What am I missing, man?
Well, there's a torch and bands on a Jefferson nickel.
It's inside the Monticello. Yeah.
I know it.
Okay. Good Lord! Oh.
I'm so confused right now. So confused.
I went too fast.
Boycott the grading company.
We're confused enough as it is, man.
No, we love the grading companies. I just got my first coin graded.
If you blink, one is going to implement mid-state 75 before the other. So
God.
be
Right.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Gone.
State
Mhm.
100.
Well, they added in PL on business strike coins. Now, what sense does that make? PCGS just jumped on the bandwagon right after NGC started doing it. So
So it makes marketing sense.
I don't know about that. Sounds like a cash grab to me. But you didn't hear that from me.
Mundo, what?
Full description of coin.
Yeah, how can we open up a whole new market to make more? Yep.
Oh, gears are turning.
Oh, we don't, John, let's see, we have
Do you want to pass it to Jeff?
John
so.
Quizno.
Thank you.
We don't need a
There
full
we go.
description of the coin, just your question, that's all.
Damn it.
And I didn't put the from on this, so I'll go ahead and read it. That'll be my penance. This is from Flawed Finder. Got a few rolls of quarters from the bank this week, and all 8 were brand new 2020p Salt River Bay. I say all, but I opened 4 rolls. I really want to save the other 4 rolls, but what I found in the first 4 has me wanting to open the others. So thought I'd share. $7 worth of the die chips and the one that I think may be a possible crack starting. Okay, so these are new quarters. And there's our front that is not new. Or obverse, rather.
Hey, George. What's up, man?
And there's our new design.
There's the mangrove.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the die chips that he's referencing are on the roots. So this little mark
That's a scratch.
That's damage.
up here, that's a scratch for
And I
sure.
think all the little marks on the root are dings and dents and bag marks.
Bienvenue.
This could
Paul?
be dings, or I'm wondering if I haven't looked at this design close enough to know if maybe that's like some kind of design.
Part of the design. I haven't either.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably be looking in the leaves. Is there? I mean, the only thing that's drawing my eye right now is that very center mangrove root.
Right there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. I haven't seen these yet.
Yeah.
And we lose the yellow arrow, says Robert.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hey, let's give Robert a blue arrow.
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
Listen.
And then there is the
Honey, listen.
on either side that sometimes those
Mhm.
that could look a little chippy.
The branch on the far left.
Branch on the okay.
On
Thanks
the
for
far
reading.
left.
Thanks for the lead.
Yeah, I don't know this design well enough to know if that looks
I
normal.
know, I'm looking them up
You
right
know
now.
that that's a scratch up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of die chips. There's all sorts.
Right, Eric.
There's all sorts of weird stuff going on in this year's coins, and
What is it?
that looks like a strike through.
Straight through a gouge? Maybe?
Yeah, something, right?
Wow, that's cool, though.
Yeah, it
What?
could be.
It's like a flame.
There are a lot of strike throughs on these.
No kidding.
So
And they-
far, all 3 of the designs, there have been
Yeah,
a
20.
lot of strike throughs on
They're
these.
not cleaning out the chambers as good as they used to.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is attributed to the to
does when you
COVID.
get
A
close, it
lot of
definitely
these facilities, like West Point, was closed for a while, and they're known for their top-notch quality controls. But
True
yet
that.
we've seen throughout the first couple designs of the West Point quarter, there was all sorts of weird strike-throughs, and
Mhm.
it's just they're rushing through the process to crank out more points because we are in a shortage.
Temp
I
agencies.
haven't figured it out yet. It's all over the coin news world. But
Which is good for us. I mean,
yeah, they're
Yeah.
beneficiaries to such a thing. When I did my pocket change report over the weekend, someone had found in Salt River Bay with what is to be a bunch of feeder finger scrapes across the back. It looks like rain showers. It's probably the coolest looking error I've ever found.
No
Really?
kidding.
Oh,
Have you guys seen that yet?
No,
I'm gonna say yes, just so you don't get upset with me that I didn't watch the video.
Oh, would you?
There's 100 million other people that haven't seen that. They prefer to see Beyonce, so you know.
No, I would not. I actually prefer to watch you,
Oh, thanks.
but I have not watched that one yet.
I'm
But
sure
no,
I will, dude. I just missed it. That's all.
I'll
Hey,
catch
thanks.
up over the weekend.
Hey, thanks, Mikey, for dropping in. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for showing us the great looking Morgan dollar.
The big
Yeah,
leaf
thank you,
to the
Mike.
right
Oh yeah,
at the
that was
top.
nice.
The big leaf to the right at the top. What about it, Randy? If you look at the leaves on the right side, I'm seeing dye chips on top leaf on the right.
All right, I'm gonna try to move this arrow
I don't
around a
know.
little
I don't
bit.
know, man. They all look like leaves to me.
All right, Mikey. Thanks for
No,
sending
that's the
your stuff in,
left.
man.
That would be the left. He said the right.
Fudge pop.
There you go. Your other right, yeah.
The other right.
Now
The
they
arrow is a little hard for me to get used to navigating because I've got the picture viewer and then I've got the OBS.
now this coin just kind of came out of nowhere. I've didn't have the opportunity to look at the design closely because we have a bunch of leaves all clustered together. You know, there's a few of them that quite possibly could look like a die chip. But being that the design is so busy in this area,
Yeah.
the possibility that a die chip would happen is pretty possible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Probably the best thing to do would be to compare many of them that you find and see which ones kind of shake out as being part of the design and something else.
At least 10.
Middle.
That's a good sound.
Fudge pop
yeah,
green
Randy
leaf.
said the middle leaf that's sticking up top, it looks like a fudge pop.
On the
That's what he
right
said.
Yeah.
at
I don't
the
know if
top,
he does.
it's facing to the
A
right.
fudge pop.
Just to the left of your fancy yellow arrow.
Right there. Oh wait, to the left?
Yeah, right there. I think that's what he was.
Right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's by itself, so it's that one right there.
Oh, to the left. Ah,
Yeah? Do we have a winner?
there's something different there. Does that go in closer?
Of course.
He said, no. No. It's not that one either. I don't know.
Yeah, I see your coin
Pick a
inches.
circle. Pick a circle, man.
From the shooting gallery.
Okay, first of all, the thing I see, it's darker than the rest.
No, far right. The far right.
All right.
Far
No, on the right.
Farther right.
You're having too much fun with that.
I
Oh,
don't
for the
know. I
love
don't
of-
know. Can we move on?
You know what? It's like, what? 11 o'clock? Almost here.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, yeah, there's a die chip there. Somewhere in there is a die
Hey,
chip.
sir.
Far right, different picture. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're just playing with us now. Above the
I'm gonna start singing Beyonce.
Okay, is there another?
Okay, now they're
picture
saying
of the
it's in a
reverse?
different
Yeah, there's-
picture altogether. All right.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
All on Instagram. Cake by the
Oh
Pound.
my gosh.
All right, that's it. Bye.
I never
Time
want
to
to
move
see. It's
I was
okay.
excited about
We
the new
believe you.
design.
Randy, we're just going to take your word for it. How about
Hey,
that?
I know that just on about every America the Beautiful quarter series, there are die chips, there are double dies, there are clashes, there are all struck throughs, there are all sorts of cool things for you guys to find. Keep an eye out.
Yeah. In this,
There.
I would think this design right here would yield interesting stuff to find. So we need to keep our eyes.
Anything
To the
with
right,
lines
to the
or
right.
blobs or all kinds of fine lines and blobs is going to have something like that. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Take 3 of those designs and put them together and see which one is normal and then compare the other ones. If there's a weird thing on it, there you go.
Yeah. After you look at about 1,000 normal ones, you'll start spotting the different ones pretty easily.
Yeah.
I would say
We won't.
you
And don't call me
probably
Chris.
definitely have something there. So you would know better than us at this point.
Hey, Flawed Finder, is it on this image that we have on
Yes.
screen right now?
Yes, on to the right. I'm pretty sure I can see it, but I can't point it out.
I can only see MD.
On the right. Take your little
right.
arrow. Nope, go down. Go down, Jeff. Down. Now go to the right. Go to the right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there.
Right there.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Is that it?
Big box, no whammies. Big box,
Do
no
I win?
whammies.
Do I win? Did I find it? Yay!
High five. High five.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, that's a die chip. Woohoo!
All right.
Winner, winners. Nothing.
So I'm going to go back to the other one.
Hoodlum, yeah, whatever, dude. It's not environmental. That was a die chip. It is a mint.
Congratulations.
Um,
Wow,
Probably
20
best not to come in here and be rude.
Hoodlum 88. Really?
Yeah,
Seriously?
it's all right. Let it, whatever, dude.
Oh, I love Where's Waldo.
Hey, welcome, man.
Hey,
All right.
Noah, we really do have a professional operation here. In spite of all the laughing and joking and
Yes.
snickering, we take this seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
If we took it too seriously, though, we'd probably not be here to spread the knowledge to all y'all.
Yeah, this is unwind time.
Yeah, we're not just a bunch of stuffy old suits. We're real
Exactly.
people,
We're
that
people.
love this hobby, that have a great time. We all really love each other. We have a great time together. And if you don't like it,
I'm a comedian. I don't say anything funny. I don't know what's going on.
we want to make sure that we get good information, accurate information out to everybody who takes the time out of their day to take photographs of their coins and send us in questions, people who are serious about the hobby and want to learn.
Sure, Noah. I'll attribute your coins for free.
And in the meantime, we have a lot of fun doing it. Appreciate you coming by.
From Chandra. I've been told that this is a war nickel. If so, where's the mint mark? Because this coin is so old that it wore off.
You're
Oh,
exactly
that's that
right.
one?
Paul, I can take a nap now.
Oh no, you can't.
Oh boy.
All right, this is a war nickel. I'm gonna speak up now because nickels are kind of my thing. This is a war nickel, and war nickels are known for getting worn down pretty bad. This one is probably one of the most worn down ones I've ever seen. It's in bad. It is in bad shape. The mint mark normally would be up here, and we do see a little bit of a trace of the mint mark. It's just hard to make out the whole entire P because of the wear on the coin. Did I lose everybody?
No,
What?
we're just listening intently because
And
Nickel
here's the
so
odd person. See,
fascinating.
that's probably that's not even about good.
No, that's
Okay.
barely
All of a
good.
sudden there's dead
I'm
silence.
taking notes on everything you say, Jack, because I really find these fascinating.
Look, 43/2.
Just kidding.
It's going to give me a heart. So this is probably an about good, maybe even a fair. It's in that kind of a shape. It's just worn down pretty bad. When we were first looking at it, I thought it'd be a good time to kind of go into a little. We were talking about not having the mint mark up here. 1943 is not the year to look for a nickel that does not have the mint mark. Going into the Henning nickel, which was a counterfeit nickel, that somebody made. There are war nickel years where they didn't have the mint mark, and I happen to have one. I just had some pictures of my example in here. But thank you for the submittal that allowed me to talk about this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when I saw this, actually, Jeff, the Henning nickel came to mind because I was going to ask you, I know about the R on the reverse, but are there, like for the 43, what are the pickup, are there other pickup points?
Well, 43 is not one year. Your pickup points are the verified years are 1939, 1944, which are the most common.
Mm-hmm.
46, 47, and they're 53.
Okay, so did he not do the war nickels because they were too easy to verify the metal content, or?
Well, that's what got him caught. He did the 44.
Oh,
and
44,
he
you
used
did say 44. Okay.
a die that was cast. Yeah.
Okay,
so
that's
this
right.
is
You did say
my
44.
example here, just showing you a little bit of the surface. And mine's a 1944. Right. And this is one of the telltales of a Henning nickel. They do not all have this. But this is, I guess, like his mark, his Henning's privy mark, where you can spot one of these. This is a 1944 dated nickel, and it's got this, what they call the looped R there. But the real telltale is to see the 1944 date and no mint mark. There's not enough wear on here for that to be removed. So that's the real telltale to determine if this is a Henning nickel or not. You can also weigh them. Hennings tend to weigh a little bit heavy over the normal 5 gram allowance. But keep in mind, the looped R is not the only thing that there were some die pairs where they did not have the looped R, and so you're going strictly by weight and understanding the metal content. I go by the surface features as well, or the way the surface looks. You can see in the close-up picture, it looks cast. You could see the pock marks from the casting that can help give that away. And most people think, well, the last thing I want to do is buy a counterfeit coin. Well, this is a different case. In the case of the Henning nickels, there's actually a little bit of a premium for nickel collectors like myself. I would love to find one on my own. Unfortunately, I've only been able to buy them. So there's a fair premium for these things.
As far as counterfeits go for the modern age, this is probably one of the premier names that you're going to hear about. But even contemporary counterfeits, which are counterfeits that were made during the time when the coins were issued, of the 1800s, during the Civil War and all the way up to 1900, contemporary counterfeits have a very huge collector base, and a lot of the coins were not cheap at all. So that's why there's a lot of desirability for things like this, is because this guy got away with it for a long time before he got caught, and people to this day are looking for these coins and paying all the money in the world, to be honest with you. Some of these sell for what, Jeff? $7,500 for the more common dates?
Average price that I'm seeing is 75 seems to be the cutoff. That's where interest kind of drops off on an eBay auction. There's guys that have them out there for buy it now for 99 that are not selling them. I picked mine up a little bit cheaper. I was able to snipe mine for I think it was between $50 and $60, and that I consider that a deal. And that's just been the last few years. They were a $20, $30 coin a couple of years ago. The interest is peaked. So that's the Henning nickel. But thank you for presenting that, sending us the coins in that 43. That gave us an opportunity to learn
Hey,
something.
Randy had asked, so he got caught doing the 44, but still made him in 46, 47, and 55. I think during those days he did not use the looped R because Jeff had mentioned that
Right.
there were a few dates, I suppose, that didn't have that kind of like hallmark that he used, his little signature.
And he didn't do them in the years that they came out. He did all of them between the years of 1954 and 55, I believe. And a lot of them, on his way out of town, when they were catching up to him, he dumped into a river in New Jersey.
And all of the coins he produced, Jeff, they were all made to look circulated, right? Like there was no mint state version of a Henning nickel out there.
No, there's not been one found. They all kind of look like my example right there.
Yes,
Possibly a little worse. There's probably some that look better. But yeah, they were made to have a little bit of wear on them. It's an interesting story. It's a neat thing to go out and read about them. When I did my research on them last year, there's not a lot of information. There is a New Jersey magazine that has probably the best article on them, and the A&A has a book about him. That's you can, if you're a member of A&A, you can go and check out the book that was written about him that I haven't been able to get my hands on. It's a small book. It's more like a pamphlet, but it's still a book. It's an interesting story, you know.
It's a booklet.
It's a booklet.
Hey Jeff, did Henning produce tens of thousands of these, or was he doing it to launder these in some way, or
he was doing it? The reason why he chose the nickel was at the time vending machines took nickels. You know, you had nickel chocolate bars, nickel potato chips, whatever, in vending machines. And that's the cover story that he used as to why he needed to withdraw nickels and then go and dump later on at the banks. And that's how they wound up in school children's hands. That's actually where the Secret Service found a bunch of them at schoolyards that school kids had.
That's so funny.
But it's an interesting. But no, he made somewhere between 100,000 and possibly as many as 500,000 is the number that they think were made. They don't know how many actually dumped.
Counterfeit nickels.
during the 50s? That's a fortune, I would imagine.
Yeah, he was able to fund the operation and make a fair amount of money off of it. It doesn't sound a whole lot, you know. I mean, that's, you know, people might be hard pressed to bend over and pick a nickel off the ground nowadays, but a nickel was worth a lot of money back in those days.
Hey, Jeff, isn't the dump site off limits to everyone right now?
Yeah, it's actually in a state park, and they do not allow metal detectors. The hope is that some of them show up downstream and that people can go and detect the areas where they can find those. But I think it's the Cherry Creek or something like that.
So it's a freshwater dump site, not Salt River.
Yeah, it's freshwater, and it's the metal content on these is a mixture of iron, copper, and I forget the other metal that's in there, but it's a mixture of metals. It definitely does not have silver in them.
Hey, Hoodlum 88, that mark on the U in that's just a it just took a hit. It's not a mark for the Henny.
Yeah, no, the marks that you're going to find are going to be the looped R. Sometimes there's a die crack that comes out of the dome, going up through the U and the S. On the obverse, you could see there's a little bit of a mark here where it almost looks like a where the metal's raised a little bit. A lot of them you'll find that.
Look at that E.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
it's an impressive feat that he was able to get by with that.
Yeah, no doubt.
So there was a question in chat. Nestor Tapuro said, I'm new to this hobby. I found a quarter. The reverse and obverse is the same. Is it worth anything? Can I send you a pic of it and take a look at it? Let me know what you think. Thank you. I can almost 100% guarantee what you have is a magic coin. If you have a coin with the same obverse and reverse, you most likely have a magic coin.
And if something's in between it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a way you can, a lot of people put them in like a hard plastic cup or something with a lid and just shake the crap out of it inside there, and they'll usually split apart.
Well, even
You
if
can
it
also
wasn't
weigh
magic
weigh
coin,
it. Huh?
Somebody was asking in chat, would a magnet stick to it? And no. Even if it wasn't a magic coin, no.
I think he's talking about the nickel.
Oh,
the Henning, yeah.
my bad. I'll shut up now. Bye.
But I would look around the edge, the rim, the inside of the rim. You want to look for a seam and check both sides. And if you see that, then give it to the kids and they'll drop it on the floor and pop it open, for sure. But if you don't see a seam, then we can start getting interested. There have, I think
Drop
there's
it on Shay's floor.
Yeah.
I did post a link to Error Rep on the Henning nickel for anybody who wants to do some research and some reading on it.
Oh, thanks, Bliss.
Yeah,
there you go.
I didn't know they had a little expose on Henning nickels on there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thunderbite.
Blues no.
Yeah. Quinn's coins got me interested in those when he did a video on them.
Now, those are cast, right?
Yeah, they're cast.
Yeah,
They
so
were-
Hoodlum, there wouldn't be doubling on them because they're not made from dyes,
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be devious if he did that, though?
right?
Oh, bad.
Ooh, yeah, easy now. It's a Henning DDR.
Oh my lord.
I want $1 billion.
With Longacre doubling.
Yeah, with long acre.
Longmire
Hey, Paul,
Longmire, yeah.
with a bifurcated pleen.
And it is worth noting you don't want to send them into PCGS or NGC. They will not attribute the Henning nickel.
No, counterfeit.
Yeah, don't do that with the counterfeits.
Mm-mm.
Bad.
can you send it to Chuck? The double die reverse Henning nickel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, buddy. Ooh.
I don't know why I'd love to be a fly on the wall when he opens that envelope.
What the? Who the?
Oh.
Where's the E?
All right.
Emails? Out of emails?
Yeah, I got another.
Oh,
I think I do.
from Stuart. I found this half of my collection, and while looking at it, noticed what appears to be a moon setting on the left side of Independence Hall behind the building. Isn't just a spot, but actually is pressed into the metal. I can't find anything like it. Is this something I should send in for grading since it seems unique?
Never.
As everybody
Well,
graded.
pretty much ever.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's
I
just
see
to the
it.
left, right there, right above the roof of the side part of the building.
What's the stats? Funny, the arrow. Oh, there you go. Oh, the arrow static. I see. You're moving the picture.
Oh no,
Clever.
I grabbed the picture, but didn't grab the arrow.
Sorry,
So this
I revealed trade secrets.
here.
My bad. That's interesting.
It doesn't look like a scratch. It looks like maybe an etch.
Is that in a holder?
Yeah, is it in the set or was it? No, that was taken.
No.
Out.
You will never know, ever.
Yeah.
I can't tell anything from that picture. for
No,
sure.
once you get it out of the proof set, I mean, it's game on. You know.
Yeah.
So it is in a proof set?
No, it's out.
Okay.
That's out. Yeah, he's got that laying flat.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I would really like a really close picture of that. A
For
really
real.
clear, close picture of that.
Yeah, like 1000X, maybe you can see braid in it or something like that.
Something.
Yeah, because sometimes with wire or twine or yarn or whatever, maybe somebody sneezed and a couple nose hairs fell on it. Who knows?
Yeah, that picture's just not. That picture just doesn't do
That's
it.
really cool.
Yeah,
Look,
possibly you're suggesting maybe a struck through.
I'd like to see it close up
Yeah.
with the light from a couple different, shine the light from a couple different directions.
too small to really command a premium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stuart, it's really a challenge to photograph proofs. So try a couple different angles with the lighting, kind of, not reflecting off the coin and into the lens, and you might come up with some pretty decent other images.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get some software that can kind of like mash them together, because there are a few out there that will do that, like GIMP. The software I have with my scope can do that, but there's a few free ones that'll do that too.
Good night, Family Coin Channel. Thank you so much for coming.
Kind of a learning curve, though.
All right.
It's magnificent at the park. All right. I was thinking about trying that before.
Yeah, well, his idea was to try and fish out some of those Hennig nickels since they have iron in them.
Oh, he's out there.
That's what he really wanted to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, go for it. That's what I say.
This is all you, Sean.
It is, huh? Oh, thank you for blowing it up. Good evening, Sean. I was looking through my mint sets and found this 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar with a reeded edge extending onto the reverse rim of the coin. Okay, so I might have an idea of what this might look
I
like.
think I have an idea what this is.
Call it too. My question is, should I do anything with this, like have it graded, or just leave with the set as is? Thank you. I guess that's
We have had so many questions tonight where everybody wants to know if they should have their coin graded.
okay. So this,
Yep,
this
that's
is
just what I
in
thought
the
it was.
mint set,
Yep.
and I think this is just an error where they're trying to seal the plastic and they inadvertently hit the coin. So that's on the crimping device they use. But
I want one of those too. With the
Do
set.
you
though.
really?
yeah,
Yeah, with the set. For sure. And a proof set? Come on, man. Pretty cool.
I know.
that's what you got there. So in hindsight, it's a mint error. As long as you keep it in the packaging, that's where you're going to have a little bit more of the story to tell revolving around what you got here. If you take it out, now all of a sudden you have a coin that's hard to believe that it's anything else but damaged.
Exactly.
Now, see, I'm on the opposite end of that fence. I personally don't believe that packaging errors and things like that are mint errors. I think it's just damage.
Girl.
I think that the minting process ends with the final strike of the coin. Maybe I'm old school that way, and I think
Oh, Paula, you so
that
crazy.
minting process is post mint.
You so
Just because
crazy.
it happened at the mint.
But you know what? She does have a point, though. I mean, it's like minutia, but she does have a point.
Yeah.
Just
she really
my
does.
way of thinking. I mean, I know there are people that collect those
Because it gets packaged
like
after.
the packaging that is missing a coin. Like some of the proof and mint sets that'll be missing a coin, or they have an extra coin, or
You got that.
people that collect those. And like this thing, there are. But to call it a mint error,
Yeah, that's tough, man.
I'm stretching with that.
Yeah,
That's just I'm an old Alan Herbert, old school way of thinking kind of gal.
there is a distinct fine line.
Yeah.
Because you're right. What if this person cracked open this mint set and now you have a bunch of loose coins that are either going to be spent, which is what people do when they're strapped on cash. They have all of these modern mint sets that they don't want nothing to do with. Cut it out, deposit in the bank. People will look at this and it'll be damaged. If you send it to a grader, not in the package, it'll be damaged. So,
Yes.
You gotta watch though. People are going to be trying to counterfeit stuff like that too.
But there
That's
are
true.
people that do collect those packaging, mistakes.
yeah, and they probably they sell for more money than they're worth. I've seen
Yes.
packaging errors like this sell for
Yes.
$35, $40, and I'm
Yes.
thinking to myself,
Hey,
why?
Max Reagan.
But you know what? If you like it and it makes you all warm and tingly inside, collect it.
Absolutely.
Really. I mean, I'm not. I'm like I said, I'm very old school that way. I don't want people to get them.
That's such a grace.
That this is a true mint error.
It's like the about 2-3 months ago, someone had spent $1,100 on a machine doubled
Yes.
1969S. Probably a few of you have seen that.
Yes.
Again, it's like it's your money, you spend it. In the grand scheme of things, it's just a really impressive strike double coin. It's not an error or variety. It hasn't been anointed.
Cindy.
That.
Amen.
It is actually called machine doubling damage. And
For a reason.
because, yep.
Me personally, I see him as being just a neat oddity, not $1,100. Same with this.
Yeah, you know what? And with that coin we saw earlier, I'd be likely to pay a couple bucks for that.
Exactly.
I'm not going to pay more than a couple bucks for it because the odds are that I might be able to find one myself because
not $1,000 on eBay.
Yeah, I might pay $2-3 for it, but
the only reason why that 69S sold for the amount of money it did, other than the phenomenal close-up pictures, make no mistake about it, it was impressive. But the tie-in between the genuine FS 101 69S and this machine doubled as being kind of like, I don't know, the alternative is the reason why it sold for that kind of money. Now there's still there's a huge discrepancy between a $25,000 coin and this other, machine double coin. At the end of the day, I see a coin that has sold for $5, and I think that's way too much money for that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you guys a couple examples since we brought this up. Tim Rathjen, and I don't know if you guys in chat know who Tim Rathjen is. He's the creator of the Lookzee app. It's Lookzee, Lookzee app. It's fantastic for taking photos of your picture or of your coins, photos of your coins. He also has a coin sorting machine called Newman that he invented. He's a great seller on Facebook. He's got a site called Got Coins. Anyway, last week he had a coin. You guys still here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Last week the sound just got weird. I think Frank turned his fan off or something.
Well, he's on mute, so.
He had a coin for sale, and it had toning on it that was actual words. It was a wheat cent, and it was actual words from the cover of one of the old, probably one of the old Blue Whitman folders or something. Anyway, it was amazing. It was so cool, like clear letters. Well, I bid $10 on this thing, and I'm like, I have got to have that. I did not think in a million years I thought people were going to think I was crazy. Nobody else would bid on it. I think that coin ended up selling for $40. So people will collect what they like. And I said it in the beginning of the show. I love the oddities and things like that. That coin gave me the warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
And it was the coolest. It was the only one I'd ever seen like it in my life. And I was not the only one who thought it was cool. I'm pretty sure that everybody here on the panel, except for, I don't know if you saw it, Sean, but we all thought it was really cool.
I liked it up to about the $15 mark.
I know. In fact, I even made a joke after I bid on it. I said, yes, I am bidding on this coin. But people went nuts for it. So, there are these real oddities and things that just have no value to anybody no numismatic value to anybody other than you, the collector.
Yeah, well, that's why I've said there are certain coins, certain exonumia that have a cult following. They have a following. It's a smaller group of collectors, but they are incredibly dedicated to a certain type of, the counter stamp state Lincoln cents have a following all on its own. The elongated, coin
I'm
collectors.
all about the elongated cents. Yeah.
Yeah. The encasements, the good luck charm tokens, and all that stuff. Even stuff like this mid set right here, just packaging errors have its own cult following. You're not going to be able to find all 50 collectors of this sort of thing, but they're out there, and you get 2 or 3 people that have identified like an eBay listing of this. They're going to battle back and forth, and the price ends where it ends. And to purists like myself and Paula, we're going to say that's friggin' ridiculous for the amount of money spent on that coin. But you got to understand, there's a couple of dedicated collectors of that particular anomaly that have bidded up to that level. But please do understand that these type of coins traditionally don't command that kind of market. The graders won't touch them because of that. They only take care of die varieties and stuff that happens in the machines at the mint or somewhere thereabouts.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of my rant.
Yep. Actually, that was fun to talk about.
Thank you, Sean.
No, it was good.
I get kind of nitpicky sometimes on certain things, but I probably shouldn't.
The world is too nitpicky as it is.
I know.
We all have our thing, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I like
But to recap what we see here with this mint set, so I think it was Randy had mentioned it. Isn't that the reading that you see going on and wrapping around the edge? No, that is the that's an error in the packaging. The coin gets caught in the spot where the crimping occurs, and that's the damage that you see on there.
Yeah.
Still really cool though.
I would keep it in that it's worth more money There
Yes, it is.
there
Yeah.
are people that collect those anomalies. I would not break it out of that set.
I would love to
That
find
packaging.
I would love to find like a Kennedy half dollar or not Kennedy, maybe a Franklin from those 1950s proof sets that used to be in the same type of blister packaging like this one, where you have the same damage on there.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Those heat sealers. Oh, yeah.
As long as it wasn't like Cameo.
It was like an old lamination machine, but like crazy.
Or like
Or,
a
deep cameo.
or like a 56 Type 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'd be fun to find a set where
That-
the-
That would
that's
hurt.
another thing too. If it was a proof 70 deep cameo without those marks, would that be a bad thing or a good thing?
stab to the heart?
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
I prefer not to have the marks because I want to
I
take
would for
my family out on
I
a
say
nice
bad.
vacation after I grade that thing.
Ding, ding, good answer, guys. But it would be such an interesting thing. It would probably sell for way more than just a cameo.
Possibility.
Yeah, the prospect of a Franklin 70 far outweighs weird stuff.
Yeah.
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 So moving on.
So that was the last one of mine.
Oh. Okay.
That might have been it.
Oh, yeah, we've got another 30 in the backlog, and I do have 2
what?
loaded.
Okay.
Did they come in before time?
Quer la garantia? Iria fazer.
Weren't we didn't we tell people this
Yeah, I mean they've been
after
sitting
they came
there,
in before that?
Yeah, no, like the vast majority came in before 9, like all of them except 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, it's all my fault.
It's okay. No, you know what? There been. Listen,
Well-
I love the participation. There's
Where is
been
it?
weeks where
Yeah.
we've been
Did
sitting
I
here
just
going,
say- Yeah.
Hey, it's our lure to get you to come back next week.
What did I say when I introduced myself?
yeah,
said,
I doubt that we will get through 30 more emails tonight. I mean, we probably could if we just zipped right along and said, yep, nope, yep, nope, nope, yep,
You
nope.
want to go 5 in the morning, EST? I can do that. I know they can.
We
I
can do
mean, I
this
do
one.
it on Facebook every day, but
I know exactly.
yep, nope, yep, nope, 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 yep, nope, nope.
I got one from Ida.
Ida? She didn't.
She did
Did she
read.
please tell me she didn't send in the spitting
No, this is the good.
eagle crack scratch,
This is fantastic. She's sending in a great one.
the crack scratch, spitting eagle scratch.
Who wants to read it?
Well,
will.
let me blow it up for you guys.
There's Tyler.
From Ida, 1999p. I got this penny from Chuck Daughters. From Chuck Daughters. I
Love
think
it.
she meant Daughtry. From
Does she
Chuck
collect?
Daughtry's roll reveals. It is a very pre-struck off-center red coin, so I thought oh, I know. Yeah, she got this. It's a very nice off-center. Yeah.
All right. If you have it on both sides, on the opposite side.
Yeah. Well,
awesome.
also, a misaligned die strike has to do with the die. An off-center strike has to do with planchet placement.
Mhm.
Didn't get seated in the collar correctly. Misaligned die is when the die is actually misaligned.
The idea that was in a roll reveal, that's incredible.
Oh,
I
Kenny
don't
Jones
think she got
donated.
this in a roll reveal. I actually think she got this at his auction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
Kenny Jones sent in a super chat saying, "I'm having some difficulties finding the 91 P&D dimes with full bands for my birthday set. Any suggestion? There's nothing online.
Now, do they
Why
have to
don't
be?
you-
Do they have to be graded, or are you looking for raw, Kenny?
Can't you buy a set?
I mean, for 91, the Denver I know generally comes pretty well struck. So as far as a raw coin, that should be a coin that's available for pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for raw, then that's probably.
Well, he could. I mean, he can buy a mint set for a few bucks.
Yeah,
And have
yeah.
it be
91
Amity.
mint set, a P&D mint set would be pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Probably
like
$5 or
$5,
so.
$6.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Oh, you said graded, so that
Graded.
yeah.
Well, you should still be able to find those graded pretty cheap.
Well, I tell you what, let me hop on eBay real quick and see what's out there.
Yeah, 91 mint set, $3.
Yeah. I don't think I have it.
And gray sheet price. So you could pick up half a dozen of them, and your chances are pretty good that you get a real nice one.
Well, let's see. I see an NGC Mint State 67 full torch for $995 or best offer. That's up there.
Wow.
Strange.
Well, you know what? If
This
he
is not a-
if he
this is
really
not a
wants them
coin,
slabbed,
it's
does he really care where he gets them slabbed? Because he could probably send them to Annex for their $10 deal. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you really have to have them slabbed, you might. I don't know. Not that I'm endorsing getting things graded like that, but if it's for your own collection and.
Yeah. If you're not doing this for monetary gain, then you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I am mistaken on this one. I do apologize. This is actually a not an easy coin to find with full torch, and it's very expensive. So now I know why he put that message in there. Wow. I didn't even look at PCGS. So all the coins I found were like $1,000 and higher for full torches. That seems insane to me.
Yeah, and I don't think Numis Media would have the designations on there. What is gray sheet? Does anybody have a gray sheet?
Yeah. Like I said,
What is 1991, he said, right?
Yeah. P and D.
Oh, they do full torch Roosevelt dimes. And he wanted what grade?
He didn't specify. He wanted full torch. 67, I believe, is the top pop grade for that one because it's ridiculously pricey. So if there was one in like 65 or 66, that might work out. I don't know.
On 91P MS65, Numis Media has fair market value at $42.50. 91D MS65, Numis Media has fair market value at $137.50.
But that's not without full torch, right?
That is with full torch.
Oh, it is? What is it?
Yeah,
65?
Numis Media has full torch designation on there. Yeah, that's 65.
65. Okay, that makes sense.
and gray sheet doesn't cover that modern of a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the fair market value for the lowest grades. Have you tried USA Coinbook?
I'm checking out Great Collections to see if they have these 2 dates of dimes coming up here on auction this week. They seem to sell stuff like this on occasion.
Say coin
All right, so we have another one come in from Dennis S. Copper dime. Found an 83D copper-looking dime in a penny roll. Can this be an error?
Let it be. Let it be.
Copper dime in the
Looks awfully pitted.
Yeah, it looks environmentally damaged.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can't see the coin yet. Come on, computer. Internet, stop lagging.
Oh, you scared me. I thought it wasn't showing.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I see a lot of copper nickel coins that wind up with that kind of reddish.
Yeah, that appears to be environmental damage. Probably a metal detecting find.
Yep.
Just in case I beat Frank to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we lost Frank. He said he had a big boom and lost his internet and stuff.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said he's
Oh,
on the phone, but I don't know if he's in the background or not.
Well, darn it.
All right, that's the last one I have loaded. I know we have a whole bunch more. Do you guys want to continue, or are you ready to call it?
I'm actually getting kind of tired.
Yeah, we've been running 3 hours.
Yeah. I think we should save the rest for next week and maybe go through them a little bit during the week and see which ones we can answer.
Yeah.
We could possibly splash a few of them on Facebook too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is
bad idea.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, if you didn't hear before the 50 times I've said it already tonight. We have a Facebook group called Coin Q&A. You don't get the live, but most of us are on there and answer questions, and you feel free to join that group. There's like 3 or 4 questions you have to answer. Please answer them. They're not like hard. And you can post pictures all week long and ask questions. And I know I'm on there quite a bit. Jeff is. Shay's not really into Facebook anymore. Eric is on there. Sean pops on every once in a while. He's got a lot going on in his channel, though. He's putting some new stuff together and doing a lot. So, but yeah. And
I cheated when I answered the
always
question.
same
They
with
still let me in.
here, huh?
I cheated on when I answered the questions, and they still let me in.
That's okay.
The name was
Like
everything.
here, if we don't know the answer, we'll
Okay.
find it for you.
Yeah, so if we didn't get to go over your coin, you probably have an email in your inbox.
Thanks, Tyler.
If you don't have one yet, you will get one, and we'll give you guidance on what we're going to do with your coin. So
Yeah.
I've already sent quite a few out from earlier while we were working on them. So you'll see some more. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for taking the time to send those pictures in.
Thanks for hosting us, Sean.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You're the
Sean. You
best.
did good.
It could be easier, guys.
It wasn't like anybody put pressure on you or anything.
No.
Hey, look, Blue's Coins made an appearance.
Oh,
There he is. There he is.
yeah. I always get that confused.
Yeah, so do I. I'm like, no.
Look at him. Look at him.
Tyler, yes, I sent your package. Stop asking me or I'm going to take it back.
Yeah.
Why can't you take it back after you
Call the Postmaster General and have it delivered back.
It's not that great. You don't need to be that excited.
Hey, to him, it might be the world. Okay.
He's a kiddo. That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
Jeff, we haven't discussed on
The
who's
post
hosting
office
it.
is really slow right now, Tyler. It's not my
That's
fault.
an understatement. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent Amanda's birthday thing like 3 weeks ago and she still hasn't got it.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting.
I just got coins. I got paid for 2 weeks ago. Just got some in. I know they sent them that day too.
Yeah. But I want to say thank you to everybody for coming every week and supporting us. And thank you for sending all your pictures in and letting us teach you and learn along with you. This is so much fun. We love it so much. So I really
Yes, this was a blast.
guys. And Shay, do you want to say something about what we talked about earlier? The keeper in no? Somebody? Jeff? Somebody?
Excuse me?
Okay, I'll say it.
Yeah, I do it.
So Amy, Youper girl, is pretty sick right now. She's in the hospital. I think she's gonna pull through. She's a tough cookie. She's been through worse. But I just wanted to ask everybody to kind of say a prayer for her and keep her in your thoughts and think good things
Thoughts and prayers for her.
and give her some support. So
For
she's
sure.
Coin community family, and we need to,
Part of the coin community. That's what we do, support each other.
yeah. So thanks.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Sean,
Well,
thanks.
Calvin, what do you think?
You
Are
did
we
a
ready
great
to sign
job.
off?
Sean, you did amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, like you'd been doing this your whole life.
Yep. Are we still live?
Yep.
We're still live.
Okay.
So no
Well,
cussing yet. So no cussing yet.
4 minutes. No, just kidding. All right, everyone. Have a nice evening. We'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you.
Be there or be square.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
You have to
Y'all
hit.
a good
You have
week.
to hit
Good
the
weekend.
stop, Sean. You have to
No,
stop.
I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to roll it all night. All right. See you guys.
It's like, this is so much fun. Let's talk. Let's talk.